I don't give a damn. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do an impromptu live. I don't give a damn. Let's get to talking about Kendrick and Big Sean. Enough. Enough. Oh, freaking enough. I gotta do an impromptu live. Run that back. Let's talk Big Sean. I gotta do an impromptu live, guys. I gotta do an impromptu live. I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be here. Yes, Shady, I did. Might talk about that a little bit. Might make a video about that later. Who knows? But right now, I'm locked in. This is I just watched a 2-hour interview with Big Sean. I just watched a 2-hour interview with Big Sean, an hour 47 minutes, goodly. And I figured since we can't do the live on Sunday, I can't do the live on Sunday. I got a good reason. I'm doing a show on Sunday. Yes, it is a live, but not on Sunday. I cannot do the live this Sunday. I'm not going to be able to make that. So this is going to be technically episode 5. And it's the perfect time to do it because this topic, I just said something on a video, but I got to say it on live. So let's let this deep reverence play. 2 hours of him contradicting himself. Not necessarily, Will. I don't believe so. I thought that was a great interview. Yes. Yes. I took a lot of notes on this interview. We got to talk about this. I'll tell you what happened as soon as this dog is done playing. Can y'all hear that? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear a little bit of that. Yes. Mos Def Jr., of course. Yo, y'all find out that Layla girl is Mos Def's daughter? That girl that be like, not my problem. That's just not my problem. That's not my sister, though. She look just like him. She do nickname. So she can't beat the allegations, but I can. I reached out to Kendrick. After what happened in Nipsey, I reached out to Kendrick. Lack of communication. Energy crazy. It's a two-way street. If you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, you might not like this live. I swear to God. I made a video, and I thought I was very nice on the video. I thought I was very nice to Kendrick Lamar in the video that I just dropped. But we got to start talking about Kendrick, bro. I put 2 and 2 together. If that video does numbers, whatever. If it doesn't, I don't really care. I'm here to talk about it on live. I'm here to school. We have to have a serious conversation about Mr. Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. I've had enough. I've had enough. I've had enough. Zuha, I'm sorry. We're not going to be talking about the Rocky song right now. I need to play it a few more times. Once this is ready, once this song is done, we're going to start talking. It's almost done. I want to see Snoop and Big Sean in this video. We'll talk about the ASAP Rocky stuff later. I'm sorry. Right now, ASAP might not even get a full video from me. Okay, let me just tell y'all right now. ASAP is not going to get a full video from me simply because I'll talk about it, but it's just, again, it's the same take a shot at Drake, whatever. I'm not, and that's no disrespect to ASAP because, like, I get it, like, he cool, fashion dude, but it just kind of felt like, are they subs or are they just regular lyrics? All right, we ready to wrap this up. Let's get to starting this. You know it's serious business when mothers do this to their glasses and start cleaning it. I'ma tap in. Okay. Fuck rap, I'm a street legend. All right, guys, I'm here for one thing and one thing only. I'm here to, I know, Vibe, it's not Sunday. For clarification, we're doing the live today because I can't make it on Sunday. I decided last minute impromptu to do this live. I've seen a lot of clips online, so I guess this is kind of a way of me explaining why I'm on live. I've seen a lot of clips online, just people, taking the Big Sean stuff, flipping it around. So I decided to go watch the whole interview. I watched the entire Big Sean interview. And let me tell you something. I told y'all that Big Sean was my little brother's favorite rapper. So I'm probably being a little partial here, but I've never been a huge fan of Big Sean. But today I became a huge fan of Big Sean. I've always liked Big Sean raps. I thought he's cool, but I don't think I've ever connected to him like I connected with J. Cole. And I became a huge fan of him. I'm going to add some guests. But however, the way he talked about this situation is also opening another light to one Mr. Kendrick Lamar, who I know, I tell y'all, one of the best MCs I've ever heard in my life. One of the better storytellers I've ever heard in my life. But there are some flaws in that Kendrick and TDE camp that they are getting away with. Let me say it again. There are some things happening in that Kendrick TDE camp that they are getting away with. Okay? This is not meant to be a hate live. This is not meant to be a Redeem Drake live. Screw Drake. But there are some things happening in that camp that y'all are making some serious excuses for. Okay? So I watched the Big Sean interview, and it taught me a big lesson on what I think Kendrick Lamar is. Yes, Kendrick is not with TDE, but this all happened while he was with TDE. TDE is still very much so interconnected with Kendrick. Let's relax. I know he's PG Lang. Calm down. And this is the problem. We can never have serious conversations. And the critique that I'm making, I don't even think is really a critique. Wouldn't call him cloud chaser. I would just say flaws that I think rappers are not able to handle well. Okay? So I watched Kendrick's interview. Let's start here. I watched Big Sean's interview. Sorry about that. Big Sean's interview. I guess I'll throw a guest on. Y'all can request later on. But right now, I really want to get the main point in before y'all get on and talk. So listen up for the main point, please. Because once we get to the point where we can't critique people, there's no nuance, you can't listen, we've lost the goddamn plot. So listen, I watched all of Big Sean's interview. All 1 hour and 47 minutes. Let's stay focused, guys. And if I don't get this critique, if I don't communicate it properly, then you can help me. Because the critique is not like as of him as like a father or like, a teammate of TDE's. No, it is as he's moving in the rap industry and people are making excuses. Big Sean says, hey, listen, all rappers do this. He says, listen. After the interview's on YouTube, please, let's stay focused. It's called Out of Context with Charlamagne the God and Big Sean. He says, listen, after the whole, no more interviews back and forth and the somewhat subs and things like that people, and then Big Sean claims, doesn't mean that Big Sean is right. Does not mean that Big Sean is right. He claims, hey, listen, I don't feel like there was anything there. I maintain, this is what Big Sean maintains, even the no more interview thing where people say I was coming for people rapping fast. He's like, I don't even think Dot raps that fast. There's a lot of people that rap really fast. So I'm not sure why they took him there. Okay. Yes, Portia, it's an emergency live. We won't be here on Sunday, but it's because of the interview. Let's keep going. Come on. Guys, please update other people that are coming in. I don't want to keep getting distracted. Now, is Big Sean telling the truth that there was nothing there? Could be true, could be lie. But guess what? The reason why I think, even if it is true that Sean was taking some more subs or felt some type of way, and Kendrick was also taking the subs, it made me think, when Big Sean said the Control record TDE didn't clear that record. That told me a lot. I thought the Control record didn't get cleared because of some type of sampling issues. This part is very important. This part is very important because however you guys want to take this story, we can take it. I don't give a damn. If you want to take it that they were subbing each other, right? Cool. If you want to say they weren't subbing each other, cool. Either way is fine with me, and I find faults, I guess, in both guys. But let me tell you why you guys are always excusing Kendrick. If I reach out to you, Kendrick, and I say I want to do a record, I record my song, my verse, I say something about name dropping. He also claims he never changed his verse, but whatever. I send it to you. I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to get to the point. But I just want you to know why I've come to this conclusion. That Control song, every single year, every single day, that Control song starting to make more sense. Okay? So now, I send you the song, right? We didn't even get to the point yet, AC. If you don't want to be here, I'm sorry. Now y'all knowing me, you can leave. This is a lot for me and my people. We're having conversations. Y'all can jump on and we can get to it. All right? So it is what it is. I'm sorry. Y'all, hey, listen, I'm not in the mood. I ain't been this hyped since episode 3. So that Control song tells me a lot. In a portion of the interview, let's focus. In a portion of the interview where Big Sean says, later on, he says, hey, I couldn't put that song on my album. Big Sean couldn't put that song on an album because TDE never cleared the Kendrick verse. Kendrick and TDE, whatever, both of them come out. They didn't clear the verse. So if I'm Big Sean, I sent you a song. You did this masterfully name-dropping thing and got a bunch of buzz out of it. And then I send you, and then the song, I leaked it first or whatever to get it out. It's getting you all this notoriety, and I want to put it on my album. And you and your this ain't even like Interscope wouldn't clear it. You and TDE wouldn't clear it. I'm gonna feel some type of way. That doesn't mean Kendrick isn't entitled to explain why he want to clear it. Big Sean says he never got a real reason, but however, Big Sean says, hey, listen, they told me because of the controversy. But Big Sean's saying, yo, the song's already out. Y'all feel me? Are y'all with me before I get... Big Sean is saying, okay, Sean, that's what I'm saying. I thought I had to... Sean, I'm saying... Sean, listen to me. I used to think that it was a sample issue. Just like you, Sean. Big Sean said today, just on the interview today, that I listened to today. And that's why I tell you guys, I hate to be screaming at y'all like this. Stop just listening to clips. Go watch full interviews. Go listen to real songs, okay? And today, I learned for the first time that Big Sean got the information that they would not clear Kendrick's verse. This is very important. So if they were subbing, oh, it makes so much sense now. You done got all this clout off my record, and I can't put it on my album. I might not even want to sub you. But as I'm rapping, I might be annoyed. And you just might catch a stray. And Kendrick, you ain't the greatest person on the planet either. You might feel maybe not guilt, but you might hear something that you thought was a sub because the nigga couldn't get the record on the album. Sorry for my language. Because the ninja couldn't get the record on the album. And you might take a stab back at him because you think he's subbing him. That part is very important, guys. I'm going to spend another 5 minutes on this. I hope you guys know that is important. My mind is blown. I always thought the Control song was not on Big Sean's album because of sample issues. Big Sean today, from his horse's mouth, said TDE and Kendrick would not clear that verse. Think about that Control song and how much it has done for Kendrick Lamar's career. And think about how much backlash other people has gotten. Think about how much drama is starting and how much shots that he took. I got to be the one people saying, yo, you washed me. I got to be the one people saying, yo, did you change your verse? All that stuff, right? And you saying, oh, you can't clear it because of controversy. Pop Love, I'm sorry, brother. I knew that something didn't got cleared. I was advised I was advised that it was a sample issue. Mr. Odie, if you're saying that Big Sean tweeted that it was for sample issues, yes, because he's probably covering up. Come on, guys, we're human. So if I'm Big Sean, right, and I got a song that's crazy in the streets, right, or whatever, it's crazy on the internet, and it doesn't end up on my album, and I don't want no sauce, I don't want no beef, I don't really know what's going on. Maybe Big Sean also had wrong information. Somebody called him saying, Big Sean, it's a clearance issue. And he'd be like, okay, cool. He probably assumed clearance meant sampling. That was what I always believed. I always believed, there's not making excuses. I always believed it was a sample issue. I heard from Big Sean's mouth today, he's at a different part of his career. He's no longer messing with Ye. He's not on good music. I'm going to take what he's saying now with a little more face value. And the reason I'm going to take it a little more face value is because the rest of the story and the way these guys aren't cool anymore is starting to make sense. They're not beefing, but something's going on here. Okay, now, with that said, you guys understand control wasn't cleared by TDE, right? Let's keep it pushing. Again, Sean, I've told you, no pun intended, Sean Taylor. I'm going to start saying Sean Taylor so you don't think I'm talking about Big Sean. I also always thought it was a sample issue. But this is why I tell you guys, go listen to, yes, Houston, we've heard the leaked verse. It was the Element verse. There was a small portion that came out, then the OG portion came out. So anyway, back to what I was saying. It could make a little bit of sense that they assumed it was a sample issue. I think it even made a sense that they lied because it's just weird. It's just weird. You do a song with somebody, you kind of release it out prematurely. Now it's time to put it on the album and they won't clear it. Hell, Big Sean might have thought that it wasn't an album-worthy song, right? And then decided, you know what, let me just put this out. This might be a mixtape record. It ends up being a crazy record. Now I want to put it on my album. It's going to be good for my album. That part's important. Let's move on. Okay, now, this is, listen, I just want to get it right. So let me back up my energy. Come on, it's like you hate Kendrick. No, I don't. No, I don't. Anybody else do this? Sounds like I'm making excuses. What's the excuse? The excuse about what? The man just told you today, hey, they couldn't clear the verse. What's there to make excuses of for not clearing the verses? And that be my problem. Y'all make excuses for nobody except Kendrick Lamar. Only Kendrick gets the excuses. What the fuck? It's context. Thank you, not excuses. What? What? I'm telling you, the man told me today on the interview, hey, y'all, listen. Yeah, we never got that cleared up. It was, I found out that it was CDE didn't get that cleared. They ain't cleared the Kendrick verse. Okay, now, let's move on. So now, very important. Big Sean heard portions of the Element leak before the rest of y'all. Big Sean heard portions of the Element leak before the rest of y'all. So Big Sean's going, why you got something prepared for me? Okay, I'm going to prepare something for you. I'm going to get something ready for you. But here's why I respect Big Sean. And this is the problem with y'all. And this is the problem. I respect Big Sean. I respect J. Cole. I'm starting to realize these are more my type of guys. Sean prepares a verse, but doesn't jump out the gate. Okay? Now, Sean says, me and Dot had some type of relationship. I said the same thing about Kendrick and Drake, Kendrick and J. Cole, and y'all don't want to hear it. How, Mr. Odie, I'm sorry, brother. I don't, this is not a beef thing. I don't know whatever you showing bias. This has got nothing to do with Drake and Kendrick. If I'm talking about Kendrick and Big Sean, I don't know what bias you're talking about. You just love Kendrick. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're starting to annoy me, brother. Sit down, grab your Coca-Cola, grab your popcorn, shut the fuck up, and listen to the story. Listen to the damn story. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you, buddy. It's not my problem. You don't like it? Hey, listen. A man dropping a promo run. Yeah, a promo run is called going to do interviews. And in the interview, Charlamagne the God asked him questions. Did he tell Charlamagne what to ask him? No. Thank you for muting Mr. O'Day. I don't like to run a dictatorship, but that man keep going. It's annoying. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Now, I'm referencing everything Big Sean said. And as I keep referencing Big Sean, thank you, Big Sean, for being very open. Thank you, Big Sean, for not treating us like the rest of these other celebrities that won't say nothing to y'all. They send y'all on Scooby-Doo missions. Oh, what did Kendrick, hey, is Kendrick, what is Beyonce doing? I know, they online, but they don't tell you nothing. Thank you, Big Sean, for doing an hour and 47-minute interview, for telling me what's going on. I'm being very objective. You know why I'm being very objective? Because I'm listening to what Big Sean is telling me. If you want to hear Kendrick's side, tell Kendrick to talk. Tell Kendrick to speak. Oh, he doesn't. He drops a bomb and go, which I like. I love those bombs. But at the end of the day, you don't keep getting away with this. And then the audience is making up narratives for you. You telling me I'm doing this for Big Sean. I'm doing this for Big Sean. No, I'm telling you what Big Sean said. If Kendrick says something, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna tell you what Kendrick said. Thank you, Sean Taylor, because at the end of the day, friggin' Punch and TDE gonna be speaking. Listen to the music. Okay, cool. Let me go listen to Damn for the 78th time. Damn. Hopefully I can find some clues about Big Sean there. The guy makes timeless music that has nothing to do with what's going on. Y'all annoy me. I don't care. And I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I don't care. Right? You know why? Because that's what I'm here for. Somebody's gotta say the truth. I don't give a damn. Anyway, now let's get to the point, okay? Y'all keep trying to distract me. I keep staying on point. Y'all keep trying to critique me, saying that I don't know. I know how to bring the point back together. I know who I am, okay? So we've established in this 2-hour interview that I watched, that some of you clearly didn't. That's why I'm talking like this. Y'all just watch clips and you want to come in here talking. Go watch the interview, okay? Big Sean establishes that Kendrick's camp and Kendrick didn't release Kendrick's verse and didn't clear the verse for his album. Very important. So now Big Sean says, I heard a little bit of the disses of the OG Element. This is Big Sean, what Big Sean is saying. And Big Sean says, listen, once I heard that, I prepared a little something. Okay? And that was how him and Charlamagne were talking about. Charlamagne's like, oh, you prepared something? It's like, yeah, I had something ready, but let me explain why I had something ready. So now, after that, Big Sean clarifies that there was some type of relationship there. Why is that important? The last time I told y'all about this Control thing, it's like Control got to be the biggest butterfly effect in hip hop at this point. If y'all know any other butterfly effect bigger, please name them. I bring up the relationship then because same way I told y'all with Cole and I told y'all with Drake. Kendrick had relationships with, hey, Christina, what's up, Tiny? What's up? That's Tiny, right? Had some sort of relationships with these people. Big Sean clarifies, hey, that dude been in my crib. He didn't invite me to his mama house. Why am I bringing that up? Because you are entitled to do whatever you want to do on Control. I'm okay with that, guys. Y'all keep trying to muddy this up as rap competition. I rap pretty well. I compete. I battle rapped. I know how to compete. Competing is I'm going to rap better than you. But if you're going to name drop and you're going to say you want to make sure my core fans never heard of me, and I don't have a heads up, I may look at it crazy. I may go, oh, what? It doesn't mean like you guys say you have to go in and, be all, salty about it. But I might be like, oh, I know you. So when the conversation happens, and this is a theme here. This is a theme that I'm trying to show you guys with what happened with Big Sean. It's a theme with Cole and Drake or anybody else that might have took some type of offense or whatever. Or just, not even offense, guys. They're going to say, hey, I'm a little scared. Black Tiger, there's a difference between saying you're going to beat me and I'm going to run you off the block. I don't know if you're in support of what I'm saying, but for me, that sounded about right. Telling me you're going to run off the block is a threat. Hey, I'm not from the streets. I'm around it. That's a threat, right? So anyway, guys, if I have a relationship with you, Big Sean specifies that. He says, I used to be, I'm not going to lie, we're not cool no more like that, but I was cool with this dude. Like, I've been in my house, hey, I was cool with this dude. He invited me to his mama house. So the idea is that for as good as a person Kendrick might be to, the TDE people, Schoolboy Q's, them, the super close homies, I want you guys to understand it's not being soft, just giving somebody a heads up, or maybe like just saying, like, after you do what you do, you just clarify, right? But Sean says after the Control record didn't get cleared, after I do no more interviews and he did other stuff, people think I'm taking subs. The idea is that I heard that element leak. Let's keep it pushing. And I prepared something. But however, I didn't drop something. This is Big Sean words. He says, listen, he also mentions Joe Budden. So Joe Budden also might have heard the leak. And this is why when Joe Budden talks, I wish he would just say it. I remember Joe Budden, Big Sean meant this up. Joe Budden kept saying there's a beef between Big Sean and Kendrick. Y'all gotta know. And that amplified things according to Sean, but I also remember it. So idea is this. Sean sees three people. Three people, but he sees two first. He sees Top Dog, the actual label guy, asks Top, yo, I heard that. You know what I'm saying? This is industry stuff. This is before it got to you guys. He said, hey, I heard bro saying, the family thing. Like, what's up? Top told him it's cool. You good? Is that way? Top gave him some, whatever politician answer. So Sean held off. He saw Day free. And this, again, see the trend, guys? If we cool, I can't get in touch with you. I can't, so then Charlemagne pushed back, because Charlemagne is a good interviewer. I can think he's rude. I can think a lot of things about Charlemagne. One thing about me, Javon, I'm sorry, it's not Sunday. We're doing an emergency live. Please, somebody tell people what's going on. My mods, please help me out. So anyway, Charlemagne pushed back and said, oh, in that case, why you ain't call Kendrick? And then Sean says, listen, I tried, the number ain't working, da. Okay, let's keep it pushing. So he asks Day Free. Day Free says the same thing. And again, this is my critique here with Dot, right? You will go drop a bomb on records. The in-person the communication is lackey. To a lot of y'all machismo, rap-loving guys, cool, whatever. I already know how this game go. That's why if I ever got on, I don't care what I get on as a content creator, I already know how this world moving. I already know how y'all are. So Sean like, yo, I can't get in touch with dude. But I got a leak going around. The public ain't heard it yet. I got a leak going around. You dissing me. So this is a trend. You go bomb on records like you Machiavelli reincarnated, and them shits is hard. You see, that's what y'all can't admit. That's why I love this guy. Them shits is hard. Control's hard. Like that is hard. But Miranda, your action was this recently, but exactly, Miranda, it don't gotta be recently because it's the same trend with like that. Watch the trend. You hear something you don't like. You see something you don't like, Doc, right? These are people that you know. And he's never going to talk to the press, and that's not my problem. I am depressed. Oh, no pun intended. I'm not depressed. Listen, so you drop like that. Now, when I say you drop like that, I'm not saying for Drake. I don't care if you want to do like that for Drake. Do like that for Drake. You don't like Drake. You never like Drake. I don't give a damn. Let me turn the light on in here, man. Y'all. I don't care. My skin is glistening. We on topic, y'all. I don't care. I don't care if you wanted to do that for Drake. Apparently that relationship is deteriorating. Didn't we all think Kendrick and Cole was at least okay? Put chat that what them streamers been saying. Chat, tell me what you thought about J. Cole and Kendrick. Did you think J. Cole was going to be catching strays just because he was hanging out with Drake? Y'all are killing me. Anyway, so remember the theme. Miranda, I'm explaining a theme. A theme of dropping bombs, but not clarifying the personal relationship when you have no access to him. Y'all not listening to the music. What did Kendrick say? I don't want to talk on no celly. It's nothing nobody can tell me. Y'all not listening to the music. You're not watching the interviews. I'm about to crash up. Let me relax. For my landlord. Y'all not watching interviews all the way. You're not, and see Ryan, he just said he's better. Again, y'all keep doing this thing. I understand the competition aspect, but you got to understand there is competition, but Son is also very aggressive in his tone, and some of that stuff ain't about it's just competition. Right? I like my livelihood same way you like your livelihood, brother. And in fact, let me stop blaming Kendrick a little bit. I hate the way these ninjas are dealing with him. Oh, yes. I'm going to give him a Dr. Umar on. I hate the way these ninjas are dealing with him. Oh, yes. I hate the way these ninjas are dealing with him. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. The idea is this. Let's keep going with the theme. The theme is control. Hard verse, aggressive. Yes, competition, but it sounds a little bit of threats. And ideally, if I have a relationship with you, I think it's 2020. Back then when Control dropped, that was years ago. Most of us still had cell phones and Twitters and shit. Hey, bro, I got this hard record with Sean shit. It's just talk. I got dudes that's my mans, and I got dudes I rap with or I make songs with. If I was gonna do something like that, local dudes, I might. Or maybe not even before it drops. After it drops, it's up to me. Oh, damn. Media taking this out of control? Oh, damn. All right, cool. Yo, bro, listen. I'm trying to raise the bar high. You trying to get it. You keep quoting that. And I can quote, I'm trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you ninjas. Why y'all doing this? I'm trying to make sure they never hear one noun or verse from you ninjas. Right? Like, the idea is that I understand. Some of Kendrick, when he does this aggressive stuff, you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose. And some is competition, but depending on who the recipient is, some is like, when Kendrick on Like That says, you know, I'm snatching chain, I'm burning chains and tattoos or whatever. That's like West Coast, like, I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. That's not a little jail talk. Like, you got 2 T's with you. What you mean? Now, again, that sort of heads up shouldn't have been for Drake. Because clearly I see now the man really didn't like Drake. But if I'm J. Cole, I produce records on Section 80. We got pictures. When you was getting closing up with Dre, I told Dre too, like, yo, this man's like, this is regular, and you can still be a G about it. What it cost you to call up J. Cole? Hey, Cole, what up? Yo, what's good, bro? Yeah, man, yo, you can't let Drake do that. That little stuff he doing, bro, he trying. I don't like that image. What you mean? Yeah, I don't really like it, bro, just letting you know. That's it. He ain't got you. Okay, he ain't got you. But this is the thing. You know who got you? I'm gonna connect it. Then the onus gets placed back on J. Cole, right? This is how the onus gets placed back in J. Cole. Because the story goes, Schoolboy Q was the one that went and told Cole, hey, that ain't what you think it is. That ain't what you think it is. It's more about Drake. So now J. Cole has to jump out the box. J. Cole has to go on Dreamville stage and apologize, and y'all look at him crazy. Right? Because J. Cole interpreted, and I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't know why y'all are making excuses. If you've seen a few rappers take this guy's aggression a certain way, if you just wipe your eyes up from the K-Dot Called Stand Club, or maybe it's not the K-Dot Called Stand thing, maybe just get away from the super machismo-ness of rap a little bit. Just 1 second. I'm not saying you can't be competitive. For 2 seconds, if I'm J. Cole and I hear Like That, I probably already told you I wouldn't have jumped in this 7 minutes like that, but I would have probably said something back. If I can't get you on the phone, Why do y'all assume that? Why do y'all assume you got so much grace for Kendrick? Why do y'all assume Cole ain't try to call Kendrick? Why do y'all assume that? Because you know what I can assume? I can assume the guy that said, I don't want to talk on no celly was not trying to talk to nobody. Because at the end of the day, I'm finding out, rumor is, there's always rumor is with him. Rumor is that, hey, Schoolboy Q was the one that spoke. So let's go back to Big Sean. If you can't see the connection, I can't help you. You don't know how to make proper inferences. Big Sean running around now. Big Sean heard the leak before the fans did, before y'all did, before I did. Big Sean going around, he says, I seen Top. I asked Top, yo, what's that verse? Like, I heard some, Top said, ain't nothing. He seen Day Free saying nothing. Big Sean left it alone. Big Sean left it alone. He said he had a verse prepared. Big Sean left it alone. What did Charlamagne ask? Charlamagne asked, he said, why you ain't reach out to Kendrick? He said, I did. He said, I did. The number one working. It wasn't working. That number at the time wasn't working. And here's what happens. Nipsey passes. Ironically, as Nipsey passes, remember, the real version of Element has dropped now before Nipsey passes. You got to think in the mind of Big Sean. I heard a snippet of you dissing me, right? Track the Kid, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand what's going on. No, it wasn't Punch yet. Listen, he talked to Top, he talked to Dave Free. They said it wasn't nothing. When Nipsey passes, right? When Nipsey passes, he says he runs into Punch. But Big Sean said, I'm not tripping because I heard the Element version on Damn, and then it got the diss on it, so I'm not tripping that much. If y'all are wondering why that, yes, Houston. So after Nipsey passes, he saw Punch. And of course, when someone passes, rest in peace of Nipsey, West Coast legend, you might go, Kenya, I don't. But guess what? We going off interviews. Tell Kendrick to drop an interview. I hate when y'all. Oh my God, bro. I started to figure out, y'all have tricks when you start hearing the truth. Drop the topic, let it go. Do you know these guys personally? Why you here? Do you know me personally? Why you here? Do you know me personally? I could have been sent by the CIA. You don't know me? Why you watching my live? Anyway, so the idea is, listen, after Nipsey passes, he sees Punch. Punch was like, yo, y'all ever talk? Said, nah. So Punch gives him what I'm presuming is Kendrick's new number. I'm fine with all of this. So apparently this is where the apology comes in, because they talk, and then also in text, and then Dot apologized to Big Sean. Most likely for, maybe just doing the verse, right? Which says, oh, ego and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Here's the problem. Sean is like, okay, I went and recorded Deep Reverence and I clarified. Again, what is the common theme? Big Sean is going to clarify publicly instead of who? Big Sean is going to clarify publicly, class, instead of who? Come on, chat. Come on, class. I'm not going to call y'all class. I'm going to call y'all chat. Big Sean is going to clarify publicly instead of who, class? Come on, go ahead. Instead of who? So let's see the theme again. Controversial verse. Lack of communication. Third party clarifying. Class, let's write it down. Get your notes together. Oh, yes. One of my mods, type it up. What is the theme? We're not done. Right? Controversial verse. Lack of communication. Third other party clearing it up. So Big Sean says, I did the Deep Reverence. Momo, you're going to see the problem in 2 seconds. Y'all keep getting me to the crash out point. I keep coming back. Crash out point, coming back. I am going to open the lines for guests. I am going to open a line for guests for 30 minutes. I thought I was going to be in for 1 hour. Anyway, listen. So let's go. Controversial verse, lack of communication, other party clarifying. So Big Sean says, after I clarified on deep reverence, then the full element leak drops. After I clarified on that, the full element leaks drops. So I catch the short end of the stick. I look a little crazy. I'm tight. Let's compare that to the J. Cole situation, right? You don't like me standing next to Drake. You drop like that. People think Drake caught the most of it, but I caught some of it. These niggas cooking up, but can't be legit no 40 water. Who's these? I'm supposed to be your man's. Okay, cool. I can't, clearly I can't speak to you. There's enough clues to know that we can't talk. Miranda, he heard the leak twice. Let me clarify again. Big Sean heard the leak on some industry shit. Big Sean heard the leak on some industry shit. Similar to the way, sorry for cursing guys, but y'all grown. Same way we didn't know Drake wanted Kendrick and Cole on first person shooter. Industry stuff. I didn't even know. Big Sean heard the leak, a piece of it, on some industry joint. Tries to get in contact. No. Y'all not listening. Oh my gosh. And this is what I mean. You didn't watch the interview. I'm getting so frustrated. Let's listen. No, listen again. I'm not saying that you didn't hear in 2020. Listen, Big Sean is saying before the 2020, I heard that piece. Y'all might have heard it too, but I went out of my way to reach out to Top. I seen Dave Free, and I couldn't get in contact with Kendrick. But once I heard Element dropped what, 2017 or something like that? On Damn 2017. I heard that the full version ain't got the diss in it. I'm sorry, yes, the Hard Part 4. So it's a lot of things going on here. So but that doesn't mean that he did heard the leak. And then the Hard Part 4 is happening, which still furthermore proves my point. Because I'm trying to get in contact with you. You're dropping the Hard Part 4. Right? So what Sean is saying is cool. No, again, y'all keep trying to distract me. I just watched this interview. Is it possible that I'm conflating those two things at the same time? Yes, because he might have reached out to Dave Free about the Hard Part 4 and reached out to Top about the first element leak. Yes, but I know what I took notes. I took notes when I was watching that interview. Those two things were an issue for Big Sean. So are you happy now? Yes, the Hard Part 4 was an issue too. Dog, no. Okay, Z-Mix, because I hate when people try to, I'm willing to correct myself. But I'm telling you, Big Sean heard the leak. And then the Element record comes out, and it didn't have the diss in it. Element came out like 2017. This ain't got nothing to do with 2020. I'm going to keep moving on. I don't care. At this point, you're annoying me. I'm going to put people on, Varsity. Give me a second. So anyway, and I'm not saying that, that the Hard Part 4, he wasn't trying to clarify that with Top and Dave Free as well. When Nipsey passed, like I said again, I already told the story, he goes and he talks to Punch, and that's when he got the number, and him and Doc connected. Deep Reverence dropped. But why is Big Sean clarifying this whole thing? What is the purpose? Big Sean is clarifying that, listen, after Deep Reverence dropped, and I already cleared it, the full OG version of Element drops. I look crazy because the fans don't know all this backstory. So it feels like, and I shout out Big Sean and I shout out Cole because I know it's so much more backstory that I don't know, that these guys are eating, right? Because Cole also ain't really talking like that lately except for the speech. But why is it on Big Sean after Deep Reverence, why Big Sean got to clarify on Deep Reverence, but on top of clarifying Deep Reverence, then the OG leak drops. Now, here's why I'm going to defend Kendrick. Oh, yes. Get the pom-poms. I'm going to defend Kendrick because who's to say Kendrick was the one that leaked the full version? Kendrick probably didn't do that. Is he responsible for his music? Yeah, but people leak stuff all the time. However, here's where my defense stops. Here's where the defense attorney has to stop. The onus is not on Big Sean to have to carry the burden of that full leak being out. It is up to your God MC. It is up to your Lord and Savior to do something. Post a picture, send a tweet, rap about it on a freestyle, something. Because the apology should be as loud as the disrespect. Big Sean's whole point here is, you text me, I went and clarified on a Deep Reverence because you didn't even, instead of doing it publicly, you text me, I accepted it, cool, whatever, I accepted. But now I went on a song. Okay, he ain't got to do it on social media interviews. Like anytime y'all try to play chess with me, I play chess right back. You moved your knight to B7. Okay, I'll move my rook to C8. He ain't got to talk. He ain't got to tweet. Y'all like to say he put it on his music. If Big Sean can put Deep Reverence and talk about it, why can't Kendrick do it? Check. 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 Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Anyway, so now Big Sean is like, yo, dog, the whole thing leaked after I just cleared it up. Dog, it might not be your fault. Okay, is that not what Mr. Morale is? What did he say about Big Sean or Mr. Morale? Why y'all keep doing this? If anything, I could argue, if I'm going to interpret anything on Mr. Morale, when Kanye and Drake made up, I was slightly confused. I guess I got more healing to do. When Kanye and Drake made up, okay, cool. All right. Maturing, healing. Oh my God, you see what they do? He said maturing, not healing. I hate y'all this process. I hate y'all. My bad. My bad. No, on Meek, he said Meek and oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. The Meek and what's the argument? Oh God. Anyway, let me finish the story. I'll put some people on. I'm tired of going backwards. I'm tired of people. I don't get it. You maybe it wasn't. I know I quoted it right. When Kanye, and then he said healing. He said maturing. Is maturing not healing? God damn, bro. My God. Semantics. He said healing, not if you go to the Bible section of the Mr. Morale album on section 2, verse 78, our Lord and Savior said that when Kanye and Drake made up, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what our Lord, that's not what our Savior, Kendrick Lamar, said. Please get the quote right. Get it right. Oh, yes, Lord Lamar. Yes, Lord Lamar. God. And then come to find out, he didn't even say maturing. He said healing. Oh, my God. So I just wasted 10 minutes on that. Anyway, what's the point? Let's keep going. The point is, so then Sean, the whole point is Sean is saying, listen, I'm not mocking the Bible. I'm mocking people. I'm not mocking the Bible. I'm mocking people. Cut it out. Why y'all? Right? So the idea is that Sean said all of that to let the public know it's crazy what's happening right now, because I just want my fans to know I'm not some punk. Like that last OG element that you heard, yo, like we already talked to bro. Like I already talked to him. You know, he'd probably do whatever, but I took the L for that. Like whatever, but I'm not no punk. And then he said if there was a problem, it ain't like this guy just dissed me on a leak that came out and I wasn't ready to go at it. He's saying nah, like we talk. We talk. Why is this a conversation? It's not that deep. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a very passionate person. And I gotta kind of start flexing a little bit around here. So I'm gonna do it politely and humbly. People come to me to have these conversations. I appreciate that they come to me to have these conversations. They trust my hip hop head. I'm willing to argue. But also, I would like to think that I care a little bit about the human mind and psyche. Sometimes I get into politics. Sometimes I get into just, human mind. And that's why sometimes I get really passionate about stuff like this, because I want, like, for my younger guys, I think, I can't remember which 48 Law of Power it is. And there's a whole bunch of books about this. And I think Big Sean is on this, like, higher plane. There's something about shrouding yourself in mystery on the 48 Laws of Power. And when I talk about, I'm going to find the exact law. But when I talk about Kendrick a lot, I want you ninjas to know, I would absolutely do some of the stuff he's doing. Look me in the face. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's why I'm pissed. He can't keep getting away with this. I would do some of this shit. If millions were on the line, oh my God, y'all hear that thunderstorm? Let me go ahead and put my AirPods. If millions were on the line, if careers were on the line, MC were on the line, I would do some of this shit. And if I wouldn't, can y'all still hear me with the AirPods on? I hope the thunderstorm ain't scaring some of y'all kids in here. I would do some of the stuff, but at the end of the day, if I wouldn't do some of the stuff, I think I would play tit for tat. Let's get some more people on here. I'll take some guests. Guys, I think tops 6:30, 6:45. HQK Villanera, maybe. If you missed the whole thing, Boss City, what's up? I felt like I explained this correctly. I don't, not you, brother. I'm pissed because they can't see the truth. Listen, no one, like, I feel like I explained myself thoroughly. I think that, the conversations I'm having are about human behavior. I think that I'm also asking for fairness across the board. Stop telling me I'm supposed to be objective, I'm being biased. No, that's exactly what I'm doing, is being objective by asking y'all to give a lot of the MCs the same grace that you're giving this guy. I've been defending Megan Thee Stallion for like 2 days. If you ask people around me, I don't give a damn about Megan Thee Stallion like that. Like, she
don't
cool.
worry. I've been on my politics for 2 days, man. I've been yelling at darn near everybody, man.
And when I, what I'm saying, Boss CD, when I say I don't give a damn, I'm not saying like I don't care at all. Like especially around my girl, I love playing Megan. I love playing women rappers around women. That's the key. Y'all think it's R&B, it's not. All right, get that tequila, get that city girl going, Meg going. It's lit. But my friends know that I don't think she's like the craziest MC. But I think that sometimes we're so harsh on these MCs, right? And when I defend all of them, everybody got a problem. But when I defend Kendrick, everybody's happy. I got videos where I'm defending Kendrick. Everybody's like, yeah, thank you so much. These MCs need to, like, come on, bro. Like, I'm going to let y'all, because I've talked enough. Go ahead, man.
There's plenty of people outside of Kendrick that's dope right now, man. I mean, I haven't gotten much into Meg yet, but Glorilla, I'm listening to a lot of Glorilla.
Yeah, Glow, really, that 7 p.m. Friday for me, I told y'all that was going to be a bomb.
Also, Flo Milli dropped a really good project this year too. Y'all can check it out.
But I want to throw something on you regarding your logic, regarding Big Sean. I haven't listened to the interview yet, by the way. I just haven't had time because I've been studying. So, but I will listen to that whole interview. For me, that's fun for me. But let me put this together because I actually figured this out a long time ago. Well, I feel like I figured this out a long time ago. So I want you to hear me out. Now, a sample doesn't need to be cleared. Like, for instance, okay. So he said that TDE didn't clear the sample.
No, not the sample. No. At first, we used to think it was a sample. Okay, so the sample usually has nothing to do with TDE. It most likely would have something to do with like like whoever. No. The sample is whoever he sampled the music from. So let's say he sampled Al Green or something.
Well,
right?
Yeah, he sampled. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's say he sampled Al Green or something or whatever. That sample needs to be cleared by whoever owns the rights to that Al Green song. If it's Al Green's family, if it's a record label, that was the impression I was always under. that,
Right.
oh, guys, there must have been a sample on the control record that wasn't clear, because
Right.
that was the narrative that Big Sean was pushing around.
Right. And that's what I want to get at.
But I'm
The
telling you
truth,
today, that's not what he said in the interview. He
yes.
said in the interview today, and I can see how he could have tried to clean it up before, but is now letting it go, because if him and Dot ain't that cool no more, it's like, whatever, I ain't got nothing to lose no more. Right? He's saying now, and two things could be true. Maybe some of it was the sample, but he eventually got the sample cleared or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he was trying to protect the relationship. So just say it was a sample clearance issue instead of saying that, oh, TDE and Kendrick wouldn't clear the record. That would create more controversy, and it would make Kendrick kind of look bad, because the whole idea is that the song was so controversial. This is what Big Sean said, that's why they wouldn't clear it, because it caused too much controversy.
Yeah. Well, let me bring in some of the old stuff that was said back in the days. So back in the days when they asked him the question about the sample, yeah, you're right. He said that pretty much the sample wasn't clear. But then he started talking about politics. He was like, man, it's politics between both sides, da 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 da. Now, while you was talking, I was like, man, I got to refresh my memory on that, because I know I had researched that. So I went back to when Punch was talking to Math Hoffa. And Punch said that Kendrick was on tour when he did Control. So by the time he got back, he didn't know the impact of Control until he got back in the States. Now, also,
okay, this is not 2004. You don't have the internet, but okay.
Right. But that's what he said. So then let me go back to when Good Music started falling apart. If you remember, the main two that was beefing in Good Music was Big Sean and Ye. And pretty much they was always going back and forth. And it was actually during the time of Control as well, because he was ready to drop his album, and he ended up dropping a mixtape or whatever in preparation for his album.
Okay. So
the person who had the sample, he said he was like, I was sitting on this song for a long time. This is what he said when he did the interview with I want to say Big Boy. And he said, he was like, I was sitting on the song for a long time, and then I went ahead and did my verse, Jay Electronica did his verse, and then we sent it over. The person who produced that the Control verse, the Control song was No ID. No ID is part of Good Music. So if he was sitting on the song for a long time, and from what they said from both parties, everything was sent back, I honestly believe that it was actually more between, even though he said what he said today, like I said, I'm gonna go back and listen to it. So I'm not dismissing it at all. But I always really did believe it was actually between Big Sean and Ye.
So you're saying it's not a sample issue, and you're saying that it wasn't CD. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I will say this. Hold on. I will say this.
Yeah.
I just went on whosample.com, which is not 100% accurate, but it's a site that I love using. I don't know why I didn't just go check what sample was used on a Control song. You guys wouldn't guess what sample was used on the Control. Take a wild bleeping guess. You ain't even got to guess the song. Just guess the artist. It's a modern rapper, a legendary rapper.
That was sample?
Yeah, exactly. The song. Take a wild guess. Now, just because that song was sampled doesn't mean that song also doesn't sample something else. You know what I mean? Right. That wouldn't make it more complicated. But the song ain't that crazy. It's Where I'm From by Jay-Z.
Oh, no, yeah. And Jay-Z, I don't think
would do that. Now I'm clicking on Where I'm From. Now here's the problem. The problem, I don't know what part of Where I'm From was sampled, but I will say this. It doesn't throw the sample thing out the window, because Where I'm From does sample 4 other songs from the late 80s and the 90s. It samples Me and My Bitch from B.I.G. It samples Young G's from Puff. It samples Rock Box from Run DMC and Let Your Hair Down by Yvonne Flair. I'm not sure if they use all elements there, but, whatever. Anyway, so I hear what you're saying. I'm cool with what you're saying. But, again, this is what's happening in media space today. And I'm going to let other people kind of talk, and you can stay on for a little bit, is that this is the problem, right? Artists don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Right? And then when they finally talk, we either got a problem with what they're saying or we don't want to take their word for it. I'm more inclined to believe Big Sean now because they're not that tight no more. I don't have to protect you. Why would he not have told us TDE didn't clear it before? And you just said, they said that Kendrick was on tour and he didn't know how crazy Ish was. So he probably touched down, saw how crazy Ish was, and was like, I don't want this on your album. I could see that, bro. And if it's not that, I'm not asking for artists to speak every 2 seconds something happens. But God, I would take 2-hour interviews, 1-hour interviews. I respect Drake for doing that interview with Elliot and them. And then he ain't did one since, because every time people talk, everybody got something to say. You know what I'm saying? But you know who I ain't hear from ever? Since what album was it? I think it's To Pimp a Butterfly with the hi-hat. I think that was the last time I seen Kendrick on the interview. No funny.
Yeah.
Big interview. Right? So I'm gonna keep you I don't know if you got something, but I want to get some other people talking, especially Kendrick's bodyguards. I just hope my point is landed, because again, come on, bro. I swear to you now, bro. If this was another rapper, I would attack this behavior the same way. And what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is, the funny thing about this behavior is that it's not detrimental to society. So I guess I see why people don't care. But what I'm saying is that it's manipulative of the audience. And I guess the reason why I'm upset is one of my traits is I hate being manipulated. I hate that shit so much. That's who I am as a person. I hate when people manipulating me. Yeah. Bro, this Big Sean interview opened my eyes so much. I put everything together. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I would definitely watch it. I want to sow the seed too before we, start listening to other people.
And hold on. And you know why I'm more inclined to tell you that Big Sean interview really struck a chord with me?
What's up?
Right? That interview, outside of the Kendrick portion, everything that man said was really in depth. He really just sounded like he thought about the things he was saying before he said it. So what I'm saying with Kendrick stands is that I'm listening to other stuff. He talked about Kanye, how Kanye owed him money, how he ordered a Def Jam and stuff like that. And when it's in-depth stuff, why would I see all that other stuff as in-depth? Not that they're all truths, not that Big Sean's the most perfect person. And the person that interviewed him, Charlamagne, did decent pushback. Y'all know Charlamagne. Charlamagne not the type of person you just finna say whatever to.
Yeah, he ain't gonna.
And he sat there and they went head up. And Charlamagne asked him follow-up questions. So how come everything else, but now with the Kendrick thing, Kendrick clears, Sean sucks. I'm like, no, listen, bro. Listen. Put 2 and 2 together. Right? So let me unmute, let me unmute Kendrick's bodyguard real quick. I don't mind if you can stay on, bro. I'll keep you on for now.
All right, bet.
All right. So first of all, how I kind of look at this whole situation is when we talk about the whole number one rapper thing, people have to understand in the art of rap, it is competition, and we can still be cool, but at the same time, rap is rap. Now, what I really don't.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When in rap, has there ever been a verse like Control? Name the verse and who spat at the top guy saying.
Never. There's never been a verse like Control.
Okay, now let me ask you a second question. Not that there hasn't been very competitive verses. Cannabis and LL Cool J got into it because they own 2 songs and somebody talking about give me that mic on your arm, a tattoo of a mic. That's, I believe, on LL Cool J arm, because Cannabis said that. That turned into real beef. Y'all gotta keep it a bean, bro. And I'm gonna let you continue your point. But it looks like goalpost moving. And I'm not saying that verse wasn't competitive, but the aggression of the verse, just hear me out, bro. Hear me out. The aggression of the verse is not as common. The way that you're name dropping people is not as common. But the minute your client does it, that you're being a bodyguard for, it's you want to lead the context with, this is very common in rap. You know what I mean? Competition and controversy, name dropping verses are not the same. People have got hurt for less in hip hop. Go ahead.
Correct. So see, the thing about it is Kendrick don't care where it goes. The problem that I typically have is
he told you that
No. Well, no, you can tell by just the way he moves and everything like that. He's very infatuated with Tupac and stuff like that, and he moves accordingly. But he does understand Tupac's mistakes. Now, when it comes to Big Sean in specific, I feel like Big Sean is always getting the end of the barrel because I don't know. It just comes super lame at this point. Like Kanye not messing with you, that's y'all problem at the end of the day. But when it came to Control, I feel like this is what Dot's problem was when it came to Control. Big Sean was being a hater. He sat back and he said,
No,
"Oh,
no, hold on.
people sit back talking about Dot's
Hold
verse and
on, let him
everything."
finish.
But did
Let
you
him
hear
finish.
what?
Let him finish.
But did you
Let him
hear
finish.
what I
Let him
said?
finish.
Nobody
Let him
gave a
finish.
fuck about what you said on
Hold
Control.
on, y'all.
People
Let him
think
finish.
Control is Kendrick's song.
Okay,
That's
hold on.
crazy.
Okay. Kendrick, bodyguard, I'm just gonna mute you for 2 seconds. Not because I want you to keep going, because another thing I appreciate you for is because I want the dialogue of different type of people to be heard. And yes, even though Kendrick stands, I want this to be heard, right? So just hold on real quick. Ant, Varsity, give me 1 second. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let Ant address that real quick. I'm gonna go to Varsity. I'm gonna go back to Kendrick real quick. Real quick,
I
if we
just
can
want
keep
to
this thing flowing.
I just want to say that like I do agree with you that like in certain instances Kendrick does need to be vocal and address these understandings even in his own art. Like remember when Auntie Diaries came out on Miss Morale and people thought the song was transphobic and homophobic and this, that, and the third because he said the other F word. Like he could have like
And the comparison there, I mean, it's a lot of things that people don't want to touch. Like, bro is bulletproof. Miranda, nobody wants to talk to him. But if if a kid runs in and throws a fire and throws a match and starts a fire, I'm sure you can go ahead and just take the fire out. But go ahead, Ant, because you made an analogy, and I guess lyrical dexterical, comparing the F word essentially and saying, but only if a white girl can say the N word. If another rapper said that would have been a problem. But whatever, I'm tired. Go ahead, Ant. I'm tired. They gonna say I misinterpreted that. He's basically saying you can say the F word if the white girl can say the N word. I see what you tried to do there, but no. Go ahead, Ant.
But like like certain things he should, I don't know, hit up Mark Lamont Hill or somebody and do an interview every once in a while, like to clarify certain things.
And don't do a damn interview. Now, because Miranda just got me tight. Crash out mode activated. Don't do a damn interview. You gutsy enough to go do a song. Do another song.
But then another song might lead to more.
No. Say it at a show. You don't gotta do an interview. Maybe you can send a tweet. Do another song. You got something else to say about everybody else. When Kanye and Drake made up, I was slightly confused. I guess I get you. They got shit to do with you. Talk about Big Sean. Me and Big Sean never made up. I know it must have y'all slightly confused. That would have been great. That would have been fantastic. You got so much to say about.
But also, let's be fair. I feel like low key Big Sean was like a little bit full of shit because like we know we know you through your own.
I think Big Sean's fed up. I watched that interview.
Like he did no interview. He did the song no interviews. He was clearly throwing shots at you.
Okay, let's and this is the thing. We're gonna open up a rabbit hole. I'm gonna get to no more interviews in a second. Let's go to Varsity real quick. Yeah. Hold it, and I want to get back to Kendrick's bodyguard. Then I want to go to no more interviews. I want to add some more people on here. I've had enough because the more people I add, the less chances I have to crash out. I don't want to end up on nobody's blog.
Yeah.
I have a family. Okay, unlike Kendrick Lamar, I'm actually willing to risk it a little bit. Varsity, what do you have to say to Kendrick's bodyguard so we can go back to him, and then we can go to Astro, who we just brought on?
Yeah, I just want to correct that. I don't think Big Sean was hating. That's kind of taking it a little too far.
Oh, okay. What he said, right? Okay.
Yeah. Big Sean, you got to understand when Control came out, the reason he dropped Control was because he was dropping the album. Every single interview that he was doing, the first person that the interviewer wanted to talk about was Control. So that could be frustrating. And I'm not saying that this has nothing to do between what the issue between him and Kendrick. I just want to kind of correct him when he.
But again, wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that make sense though, guys? As we go back to Kendrick's bodyguard, I'm gonna let Astro introduce. Wouldn't it make sense though if I'm dealing with all this you know, not that I gave you shine. I'm not gonna say that because y'all hate when. But I wanted to do a song with you. You did that verse. I could have easily deleted the verse. I could have easily said this is too controversial. I let the verse go. It's out. It's getting you a little bit of drama. But as according to some of your stands, it's making you look like the rap boogeyman. Like you got the most gangster dude on earth. Rap wise. Now I'm not talking about real street stuff, right? So if I don't get to be able to put that record on my album because your team won't clear it, yeah, maybe some of them subs was subbing, or maybe they weren't. Hold on, Kendrick Bodyguard. I'm sorry. Finish up I wanted to hear you on your control point real quick, but I'm gonna push back, man, and then I want to go to Astro.
I would say I think Varsity still was talking and everything. I wanted to get his point out, and I'm gonna address all that.
Okay, Astro, what's up?
Hey, so I was listening to you. I watched the whole interview, the whole thing, because I've been a huge Big Sean fan. I was a Big Sean fan before a Kendrick fan. And the interview, like, he seemed a little bit anxious in the interview, like his anxiety was up or something. And Charlamagne was being a dick on certain parts. But I can see your point when you say that you kind of got
frustrated. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
you feel like you're fighting a ghost. And that's the thing. It's like, bro, and y'all see me even now. Like, you gotta understand. I got tweets. I got Morgan albums, records of this nigga. Like, I love Kendrick Lamar, bro. But it's like when you watching somebody do something, and you know why I think this? I think the human being Kendrick Lamar is actually I know for sure a better person than Drake based on what I saw. I know a lot of Drake fans don't like to hear that. I don't care. That's not my problem. I don't care. I can see. Now, I don't know these niggas, but I'm saying based on what we kind of see and how the industry move. I think like when this dude goes up to people, they meet a different person. Yeah, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, Mrs. Beyonce? Hey, what's up, Sean? Yeah. Like, I really think he do that. You seen him in the Breakfast Club interview. Yeah, I just feel like the music, the way I care so much about the passion of the music is just really so, I really care about hip-hop. I feel like that's like who he presents as a human. But then that same person, you're like, oh, this is a good dude. I'm trying to bomb on all of you niggas. Like, is that Tupac?
Yeah, he could get aggressive. But I think that, like, Sean keep getting the short end of the stick. I don't know why. I don't know.
I know why.
I agree with you on the part with the TDE.
No, hold on. NYC. And that's my problem. When it comes to sneak dissing, I don't understand. Movies, Drake be sneak dissing. I'm about to crash out again. Crash out activated again. Ooh. Niggas is showing me sneak disses from Kendrick. And you know how good I am with this hip hop shit? Mother's like, did you know that all the stars will sneak this? What? Oh yeah, because Drake congratulated what the fuck?
Okay then, so what you think?
I hate the way you sneak this. When I classify it's gonna be direct, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Okay. So in that case, what do you think about when Charlamagne asked Big Sean about Joe Budden saying that Big Sean be sneak dissing, and Big Sean reaction to that was like,
and what Big Sean said? Big Sean says, I can't have no aggression. When I have, it's like, what am I, like, not gonna have no aggression? Like, I can't just like rap, but it's the same thing. And this is what I'm saying. Y'all don't have no grace for every other rapper. I'm realizing Drake is the worst culprit because Drake's got the reputation and he's been on top too. It's a combination of things. Hasn't been really graceful woman, bad reputation just overall in the industry. And also he's the number one guy. It's a combination, maybe some more than others. But how come before we found out that all this Kendrick stuff was subs after the battle, nobody was attacking Kendrick and saying, you sneak this and you sneak, that's a sneak this, that sounds like a sneak this sounds sneak this. But everywhere these other guys go, and I know what Kendrick's biggest weapon is. He's got to the place where he's created such a fan base that he don't got to do that many press runs no more. I think this happened after Damn. He ain't got to do press runs no more. So yes, people aren't going to press him. But you're asking me.
Was that Sean, like he asked Sean about it, like saying, like, is it anyone that you're gonna stand on? And Sean said he's never sneak diss anybody. Everything he said is general.
Now, am I gonna believe that? Not so much, because I think even subconsciously you can do certain things, not only as a human but as an MC. Sometimes I don't believe everything humans say.
And I
Subconscious
think
Man,
happens.
that
what
Sean
how
is
I
a
see
good
every
rapper, and Kendrick is a good
okay. First of
rapper.
all,
But do you think that any of y'all, do y'all think that Sean is like in the top 5 MCs of this
hell no,
generation?
bro. Big
Y'all
Sean don't
don't
even
think
got a
so?
classic album. Why are we even mentioning
Of
Big
his
Sean with
generation.
Kendrick and stuff like that? Like they on the same
Hold
level
on,
and stuff
Let's
like
be
hold
that,
on,
bro.
let's
hold
We
be
on,
talking
hold
Let's
real,
not
about
be
on,
y'all.
hold on.
disrespectful now. Let's
All
not be
right, hold on. All right, hold on, guys. All right, hold on. The question posed by the guest was, is he a top 5 rapper lyricist of this generation? And Kendrick's bodyguard went haywire. Let's really think about it. If he's not top 5, I know for sure he's on that list, right? Because and when the generation, I'm gonna count the Drake Kendrick generation. If you want to say Drake, Kendrick, Cole, 3, that's it. I got people like Wale. This ain't got nothing to do with Pusha T and them. That's not this generation. This ain't got nothing to do with Black Thought. Let me unmute Kendrick fan real quick so we can really have a conversation. I'll deal with this, guys. Hold on. We're talking the Meek Mills of the world, that generation, the Nicki Minaj's, want to throw Logic in there, or all these other people. You telling me outside of those 3, you think they pen is just smoking Big Sean pen, Kendrick Bodyguard?
You
What are we
still
doing
got him,
here?
still got him muted.
I unmuted him.
Oh,
It's just that he's got to take my invite. I
hold on,
think.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. She said this generation, and you kind of crashed
This
out. You turned into me.
no, okay. Well, we talk about top 5
And this
for Big
generation,
Sean. This generation, yeah, Big Sean is definitely not reaching out. We could put J. Cole over Big Sean.
okay. Hold on. Make the
Future
list.
actually gets
Hold on. Make the list. Let's. This. I'm gonna check them off. So we already got
this.
Drake. Hold on. We already got Drake. You don't even put Drake on there, right?
Yeah.
Drake's
Okay.
not on
J.
there.
Cole.
No,
Drake and
it's
Lamar.
Drake. Oh no, hold on. I want to hear from him. Is Drake on there?
Drake on top 5? Yeah. I'll give him
Okay,
top 5.
Drake, Kendrick,
Oh, Future. He gets more recommendations than Jay-Z.
and
That
that's
No,
what
sir.
we gonna
No,
say?
sir.
We
No,
gonna say
sir.
Big Sean over Future?
You really just say that?
she
Future actually got
said
a classic album. Big
lyricist.
Sean don't.
She said lyricist. She didn't say
Oh,
most
okay.
successful.
Lyrically wise, shit, I'll put even JID over Big Sean. I ain't even gonna lie.
I mean, JID
Okay.
is
Okay,
good,
wait.
but Big
No.
Sean is
Let's
good too.
go down the list. No, stay focused. Drake, Cole, Kendrick. You're gonna put JID in there. JID is an amazing spitter. Who else? JID is low key a different generation, but I'm gonna give it to him. I don't care. I just want to hear
Okay.
this because you damn sure can't put Future in there. So get out of here. It ain't Travis
Oh,
Scott.
okay. Yeah, I was talking about. Okay, you said lyricist, so I ain't hear that. I thought you meant top 5 overall. Okay, so okay.
Wale. I'm helping
He
you.
not from our generation. Ain't he like the older
No,
generation?
Big Sean is from Wale's generation.
Yep.
Okay,
Big
then
Sean's
I'll
a
definitely
little
put Wale
later,
up
but
there.
it's from Wale's generation.
Yeah, Drake
All right, I'll put
is.
Wale.
JID is not from that generation. That's what we're really being honest.
Okay.
JID is under J. Cole.
Yeah, he don't got enough body of
Okay.
work.
Say what?
He don't have enough body of work to sit and put him in the top 5. Yet. He still just getting started.
Neither can we put Big Sean because Big Sean ain't got a classic album. He got that one little album. It was half good, half not.
Yo,
I
you
mean,
can,
what are we really
real
putting in?
talk, real talk. You can be an
That's the
amazing,
thing.
lyricist without a classic album. It's
Yeah,
possible.
That's
and
true.
for me,
Possible.
Dark Sky
Like
Paradise for
who?
me was a perfect album by Sean. Dark
Yes,
Sky Paradise.
you can be a dope lyricist without a classic album. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally possible. You can be a dope
Yeah.
lyricist and not even drop the damn album. I
In
don't
my
know,
generation,
like,
yeah, in my generation, I couldn't stand Wu Tang, but I'll be disrespectful if I said Wu Tang wasn't lyrical. But I could not listen to not one Wu Tang song. With Eminem, I was done with him
Okay,
after what the
oh
okay,
wait,
I understand that.
these are the people. These are the tiers. There's the Drake, Cole, Kendrick tier. All right. Then there's in that generation Meek Mill, Wale, Big Sean. Okay. Nicki Minaj. If you want to put Nicki Minaj above and slap him with, but I'm saying pure lyricist, you can go there. You can throw. You know what's crazy? Lupe's the cutoff. Lupe's actually the link between like the Kanye era and the Drake era.
Right.
Like Lupe's like that weird little link, but if you want to throw Lupe with them, that's fine. But really doesn't make sense. Nicki would be on that next level with Big Sean, Wale, and Meek Mill. All right. I'm trying to make sure who I'm forgetting. Mothers don't love Logic, but Logic can
What
rap.
about like Schoolboy Q? Is he in that?
Schoolboy Q, school. You know, like now, if you want to go people that are lyricists but not super successful, Absol.
Absol. I like Absol.
Absol.
Where would you put Tyler the Creator? Because like I think
It's
Tyler,
weird. He confuses me. But Tyler wouldn't be. He would be, because my problem with Tyler is that like I know y'all know. The other day I was listening to Tyler and I heard like MF Doom. I was like, oh, when you are actually serious, you're MF Doom.
Yeah.
You're MF Doom.
Let's see what's there.
but I'm saying though, like Tyler's last 3, possibly even 4
He's
albums
moving away.
Yeah.
were like immaculate. So like even though like he's kind of in that like under Drake like generation, but then like his output for like the last 3 albums is like he's in like he literally has one of the better 3 albums.
Guys, I want to specify that I really meant the backpack era. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
The backpack era. That's what we're really talking about. The backpack era. You know, the Kid Cudi eras. That time. The dudes that were signed under Lil Wayne and Kanye West. That was signed under Rick Ross. That's what we're talking about. The backpack blog era. Thank you, Miranda. Do I want to get back to point 6:44? I got 15 minutes. I'm sorry. It's an impromptu live. I have a life. No offense to anybody.
Yeah, I was supposed to be studying. I saw you on here. I was like, oh man, I got to get up on here.
Nah, it's because we're not going to be here on Sunday. I got to be a baby shower. It ain't my baby shower, though. I'm just hosting that thing. hey, y'all be trying. Sometimes I got to hit a little flex. I make money outside the internet. Stop playing with me. Watch it. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. This is.
Like in most of the lab, you was trying to make the connection between Kendrick doing something, we're dropping a song.
Well, let's wrap it up like this. It's not really a wrap up. Issa, I'm gonna unmute you, so it's not really a wrap up. Honestly, I'm finna. Oh God, you guys always get me, yo. I swear to God, bro. I was supposed to be on here from 5 to 6. I love y'all though. I love talking to y'all. That's the problem. It's a good problem. I hope y'all never take that offense, but I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm supposed to have a date. Every time I'm always. Oh no. Anyway, back to the point. I'm gonna crash out. Where are we at? Okay, guys. Okay, chat. Let's talk. No, let me talk to the chat. Let me talk to y'all. Does everybody understood the point to this live today? Let me clean it up. Okay. I watched. Here's the thing. Here's the summary. I watched Big Sean's interview. Big Sean's interview is not just about him dissing Kendrick or anything like that. It was a clarification to make sure that y'all didn't think he was sweet. He was letting everybody know that him and Kendrick had talked privately. But I also took out of that what Big Sean was trying to say, and what I've learned in all of this is the 3 lessons. Kendrick has a knack, doesn't make him a bad person. This is a trend now. We all have trends, we all have habits. Him, the person, might be a very nice person, but Kendrick, the MC, has 3 things he loves to do. Number 1, controversial verse that makes everybody shake things up and the targets may feel a certain type of way. Number 2, mystery. Other people speak for him.
Right.
Number 3, y'all got me lose my point. Number 3, lack of communication, and the other person, number 2 is lack of communication, and number 3 is the other person has to clarify. So let's do it again. Issa, you had put it last time. Can we please put it back again, Issa, please? 3 things that I learned because, okay? And this does not mean I think Kendrick is a bad person. Doesn't mean I don't think Kendrick is a great MC. 3 things. He has a knack as the MC version of him. Somebody had put in the chat, I think there are 2 Kendricks. I'm starting to believe it. Yes, there are other people that have there's like the Drake MC and the Drake the person, but you know what I noticed? Y'all don't ever want to separate Drake the MC from Drake the person.
But you know what? Have you ever listened to the interview that he did explaining like the whole Kendrick and Drake beef and how Kendrick's people from Chicago? It was a long interview with these guys talking about how Drake paid them $150,000 and all that. But in that interview,
Interview with who?
Oh Lord, I honestly don't remember, man. But I'll make sure I DM you with the.
Well, that matters. That matters on who. Like I'm saying, was it a Kendrick interview?
It was no, it was an interview with I believe Daylight and like two other people.
No,
that's
no, no.
really
I don't. Oh, yeah. Thank you for bringing up Daylight. I don't entertain that. I might as well. I don't care. This is going on YouTube. I don't care. I don't care. I might as well start telling y'all. I'm gonna just start being honest with y'all lately. I don't care about that. I don't care about Daylight. Daylight to me has show me who you are. Like it's the same thing. It's kind of like a 100 times worse version of him, right? Like so. I'm not comparing Kendrick to Daylight. Daylight, constant cloud chaser. Constant like flips back and forth. So I'm sorry. I'm not like that's the thing with Daylight. You lose me once, I'm not about to. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm respectfully telling you. I don't want to have that conversation. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, like 1 minute, Brew is like, and I love how I'm happy you brought it up, B. Right? So I don't want you to take offense. I'm happy you brought it up because it allows me to address this. But I love how we all know that Daylight is a complete troll and cloud chaser that throws in some truth sometimes. And when he does it with everyone else, we knew, like, yeah, bro is a cloud chaser. But then when he did it with Drake, everything he said about Drake, everybody believed. I wrote this, I wrote that, I wrote this. Nah, bro, get out of here.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, it's insane. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the point is, Sean had a great interview that talked way more about Kendrick. He cried in that interview on some real man shit. What he talked about was so crazy about how his mom was the only person that believed in him. That was insane. That was an emotional moment. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a rapper finally speaking up. He talked about how when he really met Kanye and all this stuff, clarified a lot of things up. And I'm just telling the audience, like, come on, bro. Like, you know, who am I supposed to care about? The person that's talking and sharing his thoughts and giving it to me raw, hey, yo, pause, if necessary. Or the one that's running around, I'm a mystery Pokemon. Can you find Kendrick? Have your Pokeball ready. Oh, wow, Kendrick appears. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not finna, like, I'm not. Like, this is insane. And then every time y'all got something to say about him, I gotta refer to the Bible, the religious book. They said don't use the Bible. I'm not gonna say the Bible no more. The How to Rap book, verse 28, 36, chapter 7 on N95. Kendrick said the fuck, bro? Like, I'm not.
I have some thoughts I want to share. Okay.
Hi, Lisa. How's your day going?
I'm so sorry they got you on crash out mode so many times, bro. But it's wild. But I got something. I got to hear you because everybody was crashing out. I got emotional over here, you know, just kind of modding from the comments. The comment section was weird. And even people on the platform that you shared today, like they was kind of crashing out a bit. And I think what's going on simultaneously is I think people, even without knowing it on the subconscious level, is ready for hip hop to evolve. And we talked about this last Sunday. So I was listening to, and by that I mean, I think people are ready for your conversation to match like your lifestyle, which is why this whole cancel culture is so prominent. Because the minute we find out people not standing 10 toes on what they singing about or rapping about, like people feel like they got grounds to cancel these people. And to a point, I'm not with cancel culture, but I understand because. And I know why. I just seen a interview with Pac back in the day, and that's the thing. I really don't. Nobody compares to Pac, not even Dot, because the thing about Pac, he was an anomaly. He was the same person on wax and off wax, right? So he was commenting, he was talking, he was calling Nas's name out. He was calling, and this was on the street. This wasn't no formal interview. He was like on his way somewhere, and the camera stopped him, and he was always on go. And the thing about it, and I was like, why is he like this? And people was in the comments like, you'll never find another person with this type of energy. And I'm like, damn, that's true. How come we don't see this right now? The thing about Pac's generation was you could not put like a representative of yourself on social media and then be able to compartmentalize all
There was no socials.
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you had to be who you were all the time, or niggas wasn't fucking with you because you lacked street credibility.
But are you implying that Dot can do this music thing, but then go away, and he
and,
can
and
be
just
whatever
be
he wants to
somebody
be.
weird. Like you can be inconsistent. He's inconsistent with his bars, and like even to the point of what you're saying in the conversation regarding the interview with Sean. You can say you this virtuous man and you rapping for the streets and you for the people, but behind closed doors you're you leaving people befuddled, like you're an anomaly. People don't understand what you're doing because it's kind of distasteful. Some of the things like, and you even brought that up, like to act like the control verse wouldn't make people feel a type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of asinine, low key. And I think last thing I want to say, I think why people are so up in arms, even to his point, he's a K-Dot Glazer, but which is Kendrick's bodyguard or whatever. I think people are ready with all of this cancel culture, and they people getting caught up with pedophile allegations and things of that nature. I think we want our favorites to have virtues. I think we want to see more humanity, like more
But
morality.
it seems like the only way you can do that is just shut up. We have so many ideas of people that shut up. No, I'm dead ass. Let's talk about it. Right? I'm gonna let Javon and Midnight Black talk because there's so many people that want to get on. I'm so sorry, guys, that I started this thunderstorm and now I'm like, oh, I gotta go. No pun intended. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm finna get ready and be on live with y'all. I don't care. That's how much I care. Then to you, I'm gonna get on my funk flex shit. Bars, nigga. And to you, was that get on live? Hold on. Let me. To you, motherfuckers that get on live. You want to talk about why we talking about what we talking about, right? This because we do this. We care. We care about hip hop. And maybe the genre will be saved if some of y'all give a damn. Sorry. Now I'm back. Anyway, as we were, nobody's saying that I want to know what Kendrick Lamar's children's name are. I don't give a damn. Respect to his children. Respect to his children.
I don't care about celebrity kids.
Listen. I would. But however, when you put something on verses, I am entitled to have a conversation. Anyway, I do want to say this. Issa, great point. I want to levy this onto Javon and Midnight Black. Is that you made a great point by saying that it seems like we want our celebrities to be very virtuous. But however, I think that no one is truly virtuous, and it's not their fault. But in this economy, in a state of not being able to do anything without getting canceled, thankfully, I don't know. I've never wanted to be too popular. Thankfully, I think I'm popular enough on TikTok where I can get away with this stuff. Imagine if I was like Charlamagne the God popular and I was fake crashing out the way I was. I would have been on the Shade Room in 2 hours. Guys, HQK crashes out about K-Dot, the K on K crime. They would have came up with something very, very creative, right? But the idea is that, and to be seen as virtuous, though, you have to shut up. He learned that. That's why I told you, I think he's very smart. That is the problem. But however, I think that other people are catching the short end of the stick. And I also think the audience is being manipulated. Unfortunately, maybe for me, not for the rest of y'all, and he may not intend to manipulate me. I don't like people trying to manipulate me. I hate it. It's what I ask my girl, I ask my friends. I hate like, I remember one time I wild out on like one of my boys. He was asking me something, but he wouldn't just ask me what he wanted. And he was trying to act like he was doing me a favor. And I told him like, yo, stop. And I'm like, yo, I had to pull up the 48 laws of power. I'm like, yo, you know that on here, it says that what you want a favor, you should act like you're doing me a favor to get a favor from me. Don't ever do that with me, bro. Just ask me what you want. That's the type of person I am. And maybe that's why it is what it is. And some people think I'm not a huge K-Dot fan. I am. It's just, I saw the 3 trends. Controversial verse that only helps him every time. Ain't no big 3, it's just big me. Oh my God. Oh my God. What are people supposed to shut up? It's just big me. It's just me. And then everybody's supposed to just, Cole's just supposed to be like, oh. Now, I would have handled it differently because I'm also not cool with him like that. But I got to think how these people, like, Cole probably went in that studio for 7 minutes, even though his heart wasn't in there, and was like, yo, like, hold on, I'm about to block Brittany. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead send you to the shadow run, Brittany. Unfortunately, it's time to do. Now, my last card, Brittany, as I activate this magic card, you'll be sent to the shadow realm. Dark magician, attack! Get your ass out of here, man. Fucking bum. I don't know why people. I haven't like what you don't send you to this. Like people think. Like think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I have a good amount of people that I talk to that I like, and we talk about stuff that I'm passionate about. And you think I'm going to let you come crash the party, Krusty the Clown? It costs me nothing to block you. You have 0 followers and 0 face. For all I know, you're a Russian bot. Idiot. Anyway, as we were. So I just think it's those 3 trends, and it seems like they're quiet. Let me unmute Javon because I've been talking for way too long, and I'm on Midnight Black. I'm gonna have to add a few people on here.
Yeah, man, get me in there, man. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah,
Yo,
Brittany
what
was
up,
tripping. I
y'all?
don't know what she was talking about. All right, I want to go right off the 3 traits she was talking about because I feel like I've been saying this for a minute, but whenever I run into Kendrick fans in real life, they got the receipts as to why I'm tripping or why I'm wrong or
Because
you
it's
hate
excuse for
whatever.
everything.
Right?
It's excuse for everything.
Just for the live's sake, right? Huge Kendrick fan, right? So don't start. But I feel like Kendrick is this Drake beef, and I know it's not about the Drake beef, but I feel like watching how Kendrick moved throughout this Drake beef is starting to point out to me how hypocritical he is. Either he's becoming or he's always been. I don't know which one of it.
No, we figured it
that's in my
out, right,
mind, though.
Javon? It's not that him, the human being, is hypocritical. It's that I figured out that the audience has separated the Kendrick MC from the human MC. So you can get
And I'm
on a
trying to
song
figure
and
out
say,
why that is, dog. And I'm like, my
listen,
theory is because Kendrick's albums be so, like
that's part of
therapeutic
it. Yes,
and he makes you
and
think.
he speaks to personal issues that connect to the black plight in America. That's a
Yeah,
bigger.
like he's speaking on the black, he's speaking on black culture. I just listened to Damn this week. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go back and get familiar, and I was like, nah, Kendrick, he gonna use a lot of syllables. He gonna pronounce his T's. He gonna do all types of shit. But I'm a smart person. What Kendrick, like, I feel like Kendrick's fan base looks at Kendrick or looks at the idea of listening to Kendrick as if like that makes them super smart. So then they turn around and then call everyone else who don't listen to Kendrick stupid. And I think that mindset extends to giving him unlimited grace to kind of do or say whatever and not stop and think about it. Like half the stuff Kendrick called Drake out for doing, and I'm not talking about the PDF stuff, but half the stuff that he called Drake out for doing during this beef, you can see him hanging with people who was doing the same exact shit. Oh, Drake, you a deadbeat dad, but I'm gonna hop on Future song. Oh, Drake, you got weird cases with women, but I'm gonna put Kodak Black all over my album. Oh, Drake, I'm trying to understand like why is this the case? Because I truthfully, like you said, I don't think this is Kendrick himself doing this shit. But I'm like, your fans is tripping. And the thing that's making me mad about Kendrick.
So this is what it is, Javon. Hold on one second.
Wait. Last thing, right? Because the thing that's getting me is like, bro, Kendrick just got off Mr. Morale. And like 16 times that nigga was like, I am not your savior. Don't listen to me. I am not perfect. I got sins. I don't love my neighbor. Drake and Kanye cool and I don't like it. I'm not mature yet. Like he said all of that, right? And then the first thing he says throughout the beef, and I'm using the beef for a reason, but the first thing he says throughout the beef is, hey guys, Drake's lying. Before we even get this started, Drake about to lie. Drake lying. And then everyone was like, you know what, Kendrick? You're right. We're gonna believe you. And now it's back to this. To where Kendrick gets to be the boogeyman for free. Well, I'm like, why?
So
why
I want to say this. It's what it is. I'm sure there's a word for this. I just can't find it. Somebody that's smarter than me in the comments. There's a word for this. So it's not bias. Basically, the audience knows how to compartmentalize with Kendrick, but they don't know how to compartmentalize with everything else. So let me show you what I mean. So the audience can do this. Watch this. I'll just give you an example. When Kendrick is talking to Drake, the individual, and how Drake is a POS, right? And all the stuff he hates about Drake, right? The audience can recognize, yes, attack him. He's like that, right? But then when Kendrick also goes, look at all these people you hang around with, they're terrible people, right? The audience can go, yes, you're right. Why does he hang around with terrible people? But when you flip it, the audience can compartmentalize that it was just a one-on-one beef. But when it's time to talk about Drake, they feel like, oh yeah, that's why you got to understand why certain key things that he says also helps. It's not just me, I'm what the culture feeling,
Yeah.
right? So the audience goes, yes, I am feeling that. But when someone like you goes, well, what about Kendrick? He hangs out with people. They just know how to go, yeah, but he's not beefing with Drake. I mean, he's not beefing with Future. So it's that's Future's problem. It's like this weird compartmentalized. There's got to be a word for this. I don't know. Somebody's smarter than me. It's basically they have the ability. I guess it is bias. Maybe I'm just trying to come up with something
It's
more
I feel
biased,
like
bro.
they
basic.
It's
picking and
moving
Right.
choosing.
goalposts. I feel like
Yeah.
because
Let me
how
find a fancy word for picking and choosing. So basically, when I say, hey, Baca's got a weird case while is he around, I'm able to basically let the audience know that I'm attacking people around Drake, moving the goalposts. I guess that's exactly what it is. I'm able to attack the people around Drake because hanging around bad people is not good. But remember, I'm only doing this because I got beef with Drake. You, though, can hang out with bad people as long as they change their life, it's okay. Like it's this weird compartmentalization, and then also there's other excuses on a non-layer level that works, right? Because do whatever you have to do to get rid of the bad guy, but then also, by the way, people are able to compartmentalize that. Oh, you're really that cool with TDE, Schoolboy Q, and them, and they claim, from what we know, except for a little gangbanging, you
Yeah.
technically not that cool with Dre and Future. You just working with them, but the same. You understand? It's like this weird, cherry picking movement. And I've been for y'all know I've been for this fight, so I don't really care. I'm already over that. What I want to be able to do now, because I knew I couldn't win with showing you with Drake. How many more people are gonna come and speak on this stuff? I'm unmuting you, Midnight Black. Thank you so much for being patient. I just noticed you ain't get a
No
word in.
doubt.
My bad.
It's all good,
But
bro.
but I
Go ahead,
noticed
man.
that you can't really do this with Drake as the example because Drake is the Thanos, and we need to do whatever to get rid of Thanos. Whether it's losing losing Iron Man, whatever we need to do to get rid of Thanos, we need to do
Actually,
it.
that's a
I
good point. And real talk, Midnight. Last thing before I let you go,
go
because I want
ahead,
to hear you
bro. Go
talk.
ahead, bro.
But I think as a fan, bro, I just wish that Kendrick had to fend more for himself when he gets himself in these situations. Because to me, what it looks like is, and everyone's been saying this, but like now that I'm really looking, I'm like, because I was trying to deny that first. I'm like, nah, Kendrick don't need no crazy verse to stir up controversy. Until I'm like, but yeah, he never defends himself. Like he never comes outside and signs his name by what he said. It's always the people online
Let
who's
me
fighting
hold on, my
Kendrick's
bad. I
good
gotta let
fight.
some more people on here. And the
Go ahead.
varsity, I'm sorry, give me a second. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm
By
just
the way,
like, you just
Javon, by
need
the way, Javon though, that point to them, that's not really, they're not gonna think. I know I just said it like, oh, do interviews. Y'all don't ever do interviews. Like I just said that. But to the hip hop world, again, cherry picking, they know how to understand that. You know how Issa just said it, but Issa was giving everyone grace. They know how to basically say that, like, in order to protect your peace. And he says it in the song, you can't speak. So therefore, they justify him not speaking because they think is Zuhar, take care, man. Have a good day. Thank you for modding,
So,
man. Oh my God, it's been a long one.
so,
You get it? Midnight, go
so
ahead, bro.
yo, what up, y'all? So look, man, I really feel I agree with some stuff that Javon said. I'm a go first and say from what I heard from the Big Sean interview, he's I feel like he's comfortable. He's chilling. He's on cruise control. He ain't really doing shit. I feel like Sean can pop out and actually spit. Like I heard him on the Larry June song. And I was like, yo, dude is like still nice. He still got it. I feel like we live in an era where people are so biased and people just hate. They don't want to give you your flowers unless you're doing something like counterproductive to the culture when it comes to like beefing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like, with this Kendrick versus Drake stuff, man, it's really biased. I feel like they didn't pick the winner before it even popped off. I feel like, they've been looking for somebody trying to take out Drake or whatever. And I feel like Drake just doing his thing. Drake just living. I feel like he's literally just like every time he has a blindfold on, he throwing darts, and then every time you look up, that shit just goes in and just hit the bullseye. He's not really like trying at this point, but people are still mad that he's winning. So, like I feel like with Kendrick, last year when he dropped, last year or two when he dropped Mr. Morale, I was like, I fuck with the album. It's not bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had some good songs on there. Rich Spirit and the song, I think that's the song with Sampa and the song with Ghostface and everything. I fuck with it. Like, he has some good songs on there. But at the end of the day, it's like with him, he's never experienced this much of an impact or a boost in his career until he started dissing Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say
it.
this war sells, but I always try to make sure that y'all understand that Kendrick ain't no slouch. Like,
He ain't no slouch, nah.
the level of commercial success that that Drake and Eminem have. Eminem, I've already explained that to y'all. Drake is a mix. Yeah. There is a mix of being relatable or being palatable. I wouldn't say relatable. It's not the same as Eminem. He's a little more palatable, but at the same time, J. Cole's not that palatable, right? They're both biracial. But the type of music, the singing, all that matters. I do want to shout out somebody real quick. AYC Career Coach, that's my homegirl. Great live. Thank you so much. Y'all go follow her if you need help with your career, etc. I just think that was important for me to point out. Very insightful person to help you make more money. Go ahead, Midnight. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. And I feel like, of course, I feel like TDE they're like the fucking four horsemen of the hip hop scene. They all spit. I just left Schoolboy Q my favorite out of the bunch. Like, I mean, I know everybody be like, oh, Kendrick this. I'm like, bro, I really rock with Schoolboy. I just left his concert and his concert was different. Like, I've been to his concert before, but you can tell his fans, the TDE fans are different from OVO fans, like automatically. So it's just like, it's a whole different party. I rock with Schoolboy Q heavier than Kendrick.
Well, you can't necessarily say TDE fans, because if you're speaking about Schoolboy Q fans, they might be different from Drake fans. But OVO fans aren't always Drake fans. Drake has the highest grossing rap tours because he brings other people to the arena that are not necessarily OVO fans. TDE fans might be Schoolboy fans, but Kendrick also has some of this white America pull. When they find a conscious black rapper that's still palatable, he can talk about the black struggle, they can observe it. He brings people out too. That's the same reason why he has the second highest grossing rap tour ever. A little different from the objective of TDE OVO fans.
The only reason I say that because I was in Atlanta and like everybody there was black. So
that's Atlanta and Schoolboy Q. If that was a show in Atlanta for Kendrick, I promise you, there would have been people from wherever other sides of areas of Fulton, County, whatever, Vauxhall, whatever. They would have been there, bro. It's just a different level.
When I say that, it was just like, but it's just like they're connected with they're there for Schoolboy, but they're also connected with Kendrick. That's what I mean by that. So
they by association.
Of course, and in the environment, it was just the environment, the setting was just totally different. It just felt like a different type of party, like for real. So you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, like a Drake show was crazy too, but I just feel like my thing with Kendrick, he's talented, he's great at what he does. I don't think I feel like he has a pattern. Like he always has this shock value thing where if he does get on a song, he says some wild outlandish stuff. He did it before.
I think Kendrick Lamar has one of the best deliveries I've ever heard of hip hop. It wasn't always like that. He has one of the best deliveries ever.
He has a very aggressive flow that nobody can really duplicate. Nobody ain't really got that energy like him, and I give him that for sure. I feel like the only reason I say this is because when he did Control, nobody didn't see that coming. And then when he did something like this, when he actually said somebody's name with Drake and stuff, nobody didn't see this stuff coming. So, because when I heard like that, I was bumping I was listening to the song, like the beat, because I liked the sample that they did. It was a vibe. I'm like, all right. Then I had the replay I got on Twitter, and they started talking crazy. I'm like, okay, let me listen to it. I was like, all right, cool. All right, I see what he's doing.
Hold on 1 second. Let me unmute. I'm listening to you, but let me unmute Miranda because Miranda just said something in the chat that I would like to push back against. Go ahead, though. Finish up Midnight, please. I'm listening to you.
I was just saying, like, he said it, but every time he says it, it's like he has this, like, behavior where, like, he's on some relapse type stuff. Like, he's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, he'll say something, and then he'd be like, oh, we all cool. We all good. and then he does it something again. That's what we was
Yeah,
talking about
I
with the
think
Big
we
Sean
all.
thing.
Yeah, I think we all agree that it's this weird kind of
He
like
pick and
some.
choose. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it's for the occasion. It's like for this occasion, I'm about to go crazy, and then for this occasion, I'm gonna just go be like, we talked it out behind the scenes, but this shit's still out here though. I'm not gonna like clean up without my mess, but I'm gonna we'll be good on a different terms and stuff, whatever. When he feel like it, you know what I'm
but
saying? So
what I really want to touch on is Miranda. You just said something that Kendrick
Hello.
on. Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much. I know been a little confrontational,
It's okay. It's all cool.
but
I don't
you
take nothing
said.
to heart.
Nah, okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love pushback. I don't know, I'm good with that. I think I really do want to point out something to you, and if you disagree, walk me through it because I think
Okay.
I'm a big Kendrick music fan. No, I'm just saying Kendrick fan period. I don't know. It's just because some of this stuff is not even his fault. The audience is stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you said he only did that twice. Kendrick Lamar did the controversial rap stuff twice with rap people, but those aren't the only sort of odd controversial Kendrick stuff that he says things that I'm not saying he's the only rapper that does this, but would rile people up, and then there aren't much explanations, right? Sometimes, back in the day, he really couldn't get away with it a lot. I'll give you an example. There are two that come to mind. The one is the Trayvon Martin. Why did I wait when Trayvon Martin was unalived in the street, right? When gangbanging make me unalive and blacker than me.
Oh, Black of the Berry. You're talking about on Black of the Berry
Yeah,
when he
Black
had
in the
the
Berry.
last line in the
And
song.
we were
Yeah.
all like, hey, you're doing that thing where you're taking black on black crime and you're associating it with police brutality, and addressing the hypocrisy of it. Like in technicality, I know what you're trying to do, but
But
as a
I
conservative
got what
talking
he was
point.
saying though, to be honest with you. Okay, sorry, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just
And
gonna
then the
say
other
that
one, go ahead, yeah, my bad.
because
It's a delay.
Black of the Berry and I love Black of the Berry, and to be honest, I didn't interpret as that, but obviously there's cultural context, which obviously I can't speak, so you can hear my accent. So you understand what I'm saying. So you guys are obviously going to have a better understanding of that, cultural context that I can't speak to. But for me, by the way, I love that song, and I just interpreted it as, not to compare the two, because that is a white supremacist talking point, like, oh, the police, but you guys could, like, I get that, but I don't think that's what he was. I didn't, yeah, I don't interpret.
And this is what I mean. And this is what I mean. Now, in his defense, he did actually. This was back in the day where 2015. So he can't. Back then, he couldn't. This was around when he wasn't right after Damn. He was able to stop talking. In his defense, he did say, "It's not me pointing at my community. It's me pointing at myself." Where have I heard this before? Which is fine because he did say himself. But listen, he says, I don't talk about these things if I haven't lived them. I've hurt people in my life. It's something I still have to talk about when I sleep at night. The message I'm sending to myself. I can't change the world until I change myself. This is fine. It does not address the issue, guys. One of the things y'all should know about me, it's not even a race issue per se. This is just from an American, because I think sometimes people they'll say race or they'll say ethnicity. So I don't even want to talk about from a race perspective. One of my majors in college was political science. I think I know pretty much what I'm talking about. I need you guys to understand that, and I hate that we have to do this on this live today, but I need you guys to understand that it took me a couple papers, watching videos to really train my brain to understand the dangers of this rhetoric. And I see a lot of y'all in the comments, and it's kind of making me sad. That's why my voice is like this. Really don't truly understand that the issue of crime, I'm not even going to talk about the race, the issue of crime in societies are to be addressed separately. They are not to be brought up. They are not to be brought up not only with police brutality, but remember, Trayvon Martin's case wasn't a police brutality case.
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin's case was where a guy was doing quote unquote neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
Thought it was up to him to approach a young man in a hoodie. Anytime you don't have the ability to talk about these two things separately, they always will imply that you are saying because of the violence that happens in a community, the people of that community are basically they're basically in line for more violence from an authoritative figure. It makes it worse that
I
Trayvon
see what you're
Martin
saying.
was not a police issue. Now, if you go to his explanation, I understand what his explanation is. His explanation does not answer this. Not only is it because it's not a police issue, that's what even makes this worse. The issue that he's talking about, saying he's looking within himself, then go ahead, my brother, look within yourself. Talk about your city and gangbang, talk about that. But don't bring up a young teenager that was harmed by somebody that thought he was the neighborhood watch expert. I think I'm trying my best. I don't want this to be the purpose of the conference because I got to get off soon. But God, he didn't say police. Yes, so he didn't. But Trayvon Martin was not a police situation.
No, he was
Can I
in that
say?
neighborhood watch, and he was doing like,
Yeah.
I guess, quote unquote security
Yes.
and everything.
And
he
he approached a young black youth and thought it was up to him, to take matters into his own hand midnight.
he was a vigilante. He was doing something that he had no position to be doing. It wasn't his position.
It
He
is a
wasn't
very
even
dangerous. It is a vengeance. No, it's not that I don't like how Kendrick phrased what he said. I don't like what he said at all.
Can I ask you something? Sorry. Can I step in? Okay. So just to ask, that's a very valid point, and I see what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. Can I ask, can you have two separate? I definitely see what you're saying because I have seen certain people that's not our color bring up that same talking, and I get what you're saying, right? But can you talk about two issues on the same song? Is that possible to do?
No, you can. I just think that people have to understand being a great rapper sometimes means that you may make great points, but that doesn't mean that you're a scholar. And I know this is going to be
Of
hard for
course
a
he's
lot of
not.
but if you listen to a lot of Kendrick songs, they are received by the audience as though he's a scholar. What is one of the things people tell you outside of the Grammy? They say he won a Pulitzer.
Pulitzer Prize. Yeah.
A Pulitzer doesn't mean you're the smartest person on the planet. It doesn't mean you have a great mind, but he won it as, from what I know, let me double check so I don't get this wrong.
It was for Damn, right? It was for Damn.
As jazz or something like that, and for music. He won it for music. He didn't win
because
it for.
he's
For
creative.
Damn.
He's a really
He's
creative,
a creative
mind.
guy, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you from an education standpoint that you're gonna get it right.
Can I say? I agree with you. I have 2 points quickly. Number one, is that, do we think that's what Kendrick feels about himself, or that's what the audience interprets? Wait, can I finish? Sorry. And is it his fault, because art is subjective, right? So is it his fault what the audience interprets? And I feel like all the criticisms you have are valid, and I think even Kendrick knows that, because why, even the fact that Savior is on Mr. Morale, why do we think that he did that? Like, I feel like he hears, just because he's not vocal on social media, does interviews, he hears, even his team says he hears and sees everything. So I feel like that was a valid critique, and that he's heard and his internalized, right? And that's why he gave us Savior, and that's why he's given us certain records. And even for me, I feel like Kendrick is consistently, that's what I'm saying, is I feel like there's a what's that word, characterization of Kendrick. Me personally, and I'm a casual Kendrick Ken folk, right? I'm not a diehard Ken folk, but I'm just saying, from what I've listened to, right, and I've listened to pretty much like every album since Good Kid. Like I didn't listen to Section 8, a couple songs, but like I feel like it's a mischaracterization because I never got the vibe that he thinks he's a black messiah or he's coming, because I'm like, there's certain things, all the things that he's told us and what he's done and what he's experienced and the trauma, I've never, you understand what I'm saying? I feel like he even tells us sometimes too much of the fucked up shit he's done. So it's like, how can you like?
I think I want to back you guys up because a lot of the times you guys would tell me, "Oh, he says he's not a savior." Is it unfair how people interpret? I'm saying how his message is interpreted. I'm telling you, like, I want to stay on topic because I think this is what Kendrick's got so many different views, like people can move it. Like I'm staying on this Trayvon Martin point. It's old news and I hate to bring it up, but it's whatever because people, they didn't let it slide, but it's another one of those things where again, this conversation started with why can he get away with certain things? I want you to understand when I tell you that for me, my brain, and this is probably a little arrogance for me too, and how smart I think I am, I'm not attacking Kendrick because I think his stuff is being misinterpreted. No, I'm attacking him for exactly what he's saying. Like what he's saying here in this interview, when he clarified, like when I heard To Pimp a Butterfly, I thought it was a dangerous rhetoric to put out for yourself, speaking for yourself. I didn't think that it was for us. I thought it was, and then he clarified and said, hey, you know, this is me. I'm talking about from my experience. I'm telling you, and this is why when people say the Pulitzer stuff, I did double check. He won it for music. He didn't win it for being like, I don't know, a political science researcher or, you know, anthropologist. Right? Those people have jobs for a reason. I know everybody we only care about clout nowadays or whatever and talent. I'm telling you guys, I think this is an idiotic talking point. Doesn't mean that I think Kendrick Lamar is an idiot. This is a stupid talking point. I'm tired of being nice. It has nothing to do with misinterpretation. It's dumb. Yes, I know you're looking within your life. Yes, I know that it'd be one thing maybe if it was like the police stuff, but even that I disagree with.
I feel like
it's a dumb line.
Can I share something?
I feel like he's that last album, Miss Morale. I feel like he was just in therapy. I feel like that was just a whole therapy session. I feel like Kendrick is very conflicted with himself. You can tell by his behaviors and the things that he does and says or whatever, certain topics. Like he would literally try to uplift people, like he'll uplift someone, but then in the same motion, he's doing something visually that glorifies the stuff that he came from that's constant killing or messing up his community. Like I think in the King Kunta video, he was talking about Kunta Kinte, but you over here blood walking, you over here at the corner store with the people that's like messing and killing people at the corner store. You can't even go to a certain neighborhood, but you over here, you know what I'm saying? You glorifying dances and doing something.
I hate the fact that it's like we want to get into this, and this what pisses me off is that high intellect people, because they feel like not only do they feel like there's a lack of representation of people that dive in these type of topics in rap, but he's also very commercially successful and viable, right? They regard him very highly. I know it's like because if you're a real there's a lot of liberal people and left-leaning people that jumped all over this like the Kendrick beef. They figured like this was the right side or whatever side to be on. I stood 10 toes down and being able to judge the beef for what it is. And I said when bro won, I was like, yeah, bro won. But it was stuff on there that went against the things that I've learned. For me, one of the biggest things for me is black unity across the world. I'm not finna stand there. And then now I'm watching, it's pissing me off. This ain't even a crash out anymore. I'm upset now. Because then I'm watching an election, right? I'm not saying Kamala Harris is the answer to everybody's damn problems, but I know that what she's up against, you know, as far as from a personality standpoint, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at what, you know, they got going on. I don't want to get into anybody's politics, but what's the talking point? The talking point ain't Donald is the best at this. It's people all over Black Twitter arguing about what shorty black. I have eyes.
Can I share something, Kay?
Go ahead, Issa.
And I'm this is a very emotional topic, and I just want to honor everybody that took an opportunity to share, because it's not easy. This is like highly triggering, I'm sure, for a lot of us, and we still got a lot of work to do. What's up, Em? But I do want to say, like, and we're not gonna get all of the answers today, and I feel like sometimes when you get all emotional over these subjects, you feel like you got the answer and it'll be the end all be all. We just kind of chipping away at a generations old.
I'm sorry, Issa, can you hold on 1 second? Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. And this is what I mean. Let me scroll up. Sosa Solo. I want you to feel this from my soul. Okay? I want you to feel this from the fiber of my being. I want you to know that I want you to shut the fuck up. What other artists made me proud to feel black? I want you to shut the fuck up because this is what I'm talking about. Unless I'm interpreted this, clarify if I'm wrong. You guys, when you like somebody, you act as though they're the only one that ever made bread, the only one that ever made dinner. There are hundreds of not only rap artists, but artists that have made me feel proud to be not only just, even like, as not like even someone like Black born in America. You're insulting Jamaican artists. You're insulting one of my favorite legends, Fela Kuti, talks about colonialism all over his song. It's why I'm the way I am today. But let's stick to rappers. I don't know, Nas. Nas had little black kids running around talking about some I know I can. Egypt was full of pharaohs, and yeah, okay, Queen Latifah, UNITY. I mean, like, I get what you're saying. Talib Kweli, I don't know. My doppelganger, Mos Def. Do you think Kendrick Lamar invented rap? KRS-One, that's the sound of the police. I named all 90s. Again, moving the goalposts.
Exactly. That shit is crazy.
It don't always got to be conscious like the way you look at it. Wale's made me feel proud to be black. Jay-Z's made me feel proud to be black.
Yeah.
Rhapsody, do you listen to that? J. Cole makes me feel proud to be black.
Big Crit.
Beyonce.
The Southern MC.
They here. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But people pick and choose. People are just being ignorant and they think
that's why it's so dangerous and true, like it needs to be dissected because
Dom Kennedy has made me feel proud to be black on Watts Interlude.
No, for real. Somebody said when Kendrick is brought up, the goalposts are moved every time. And I told you this, Kate, offline. This is why this conversation needs to be had because the Kool-Aid then got drunk, and we as a people, we this like divisiveness. He questioning Drake's blackness. Like we don't do.
Like, and the crazy part about it is
black.
It's like
you understand what I'm telling you. And so the thing about it is, hold on, bro. Give me 1 second. Drake is fully he has a fully black father, and as a ADOS and a child that's a descendant of an American slave, we have never questioned the blackness of our siblings or our aunts or our uncles who step outside of our race and bring a fair-skinned baby to the cookout. That's shit that we do not do. And so how you acting like, oh, I make lyrics that electrify, you make lyrics that pacify, and he's actually repurposing and repackaging black trauma and playing in your face. It's the same thing that politicians do on the election year.
Issa, hold on. I'm okay with how everyone to digest that, right? And I know you're not. My problem is when we start taking it too far and I'll tell you why, because I've always told you I understand the idea that it's a battle. I know they don't, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, I get where you're coming from. But it's like people that ain't got nothing to do with the battle. Hold on. People that ain't got nothing to do with the battle. Now we talking about who's ever made you feel proud to be black.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you and I both know that it went beyond the battle.
I don't need rappers to make me feel proud.
Maybe I'm missing what you're saying. Because the thing about it is, I like both of them. And I told you in one of the last lives that Big Steppers, which a lot of people didn't listen to front to back, saved my life. So this is not a Drake Glazer for the comments.
Sorry, I gotta let him speak. I'm listening to you though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's disingenuous to have these conversations and act like it's not harmful for people to do this whole duplicity.
I think that's a very fair point. I think it's a very fair point because you're saying that not everybody can compartmentalize.
And it's
there has to be some type of accountability, and we can't move the goalposts and say that certain rappers, drill rappers, even Nicki called out Future for acting like he a stoner and he not, and she felt like he was responsible for Juice WRLD's unaliving. we gotta have something like, when are we gonna act like a spade is a spade and be responsible?
I mean, you're not lying, but hold on 1 second. Let me get EM on. Sorry. Good.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I wanted to say, personally, I'm Jamaican American, and Lauryn Hill was the first person I saw with locks on my TV. So she made me proud to have locks as a child, because I came to Carson, California, and I saw all these black children with relaxers, and I had locks. So I'm like, okay, well, this lady's on TV, she's singing, she's rapping, and she's black like me, and she got locks. So she made me proud to be black.
Absolutely.
And also, Kendrick Lamar has made me proud to be black too, and everyone that y'all have named. I think that the battle just went too far, and like y'all said, like, people don't know how to compartmentalize, however you say that word, because it's like, yeah, because it's like, the they not like us shit. Like, he talking about he's not like OVO. Like, now they in the at the DNC singing that shit. It's a white boy on Twitter going viral singing all the words. Like, it's going too far. But I don't blame Kendrick for this. I blame the people. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that's not what he was talking about.
It's probably the biggest, most major fan we've seen on social media. I do agree, but I do agree to a certain extent, and I hate to make y'all feel like I'm taking points and I agree, but it's like, oh, well, which one do you agree with? There's a mix of a lot of things being true. I can agree with you that the audience has hijacked certain things, but I can also tell you that at the beginning of this live, I told you, bro, don't be clarifying nothing a lot. Post 2017, like, that matters, right?
No, it matters. And then also to your TikTok that you made, I think one thing I do give Drake, and I haven't seen it for him for a long time, but one thing I do give him is when he said that, well, I feel like he was calling Kendrick a privileged rapper. Well, one of them. Because some of the things in the hook did not apply to Kendrick, but I feel like he was calling Kendrick a privileged rapper, and I feel like he is, because if you can have all these people speak for you and you never have to, address anything, and people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got your team like doing all your dirty work, then you privileged, period. And that is a flaw. They do enable him. I blame him for that, and I blame all of them for that. Like, for some reason they let him do it. I don't know.
Well,
but
that's because
I gotta ask, what do they enable him to do here?
Okay, Zay, what time did you get in on the live? Hold on 1 second.
I got in here when you was going in, man, and I was with you. I was with you the whole time.
Because what I would say is like the three things that I pointed out that he's done with Sean and he's done with J. Cole, and low key did with Drake is just people think it's justified. I'm being honest with you.
Can you say that one more time? My apologies, man.
No, I said when M says justified, the way I take that, I'm talking about what's being justified is the three things that I mentioned, right? Being able to do a controversial verse, there will be no communication and other people are speaking for you. Right, that was 1 and 2, and then number 3, the person that the issue is about is now responsible for having to clean it up. Does that make sense? And the reason he's able to do that, I'm noticing, not only is because left-leaning media and the journalists love him, the gatekeepers love him because they hate the idea of Drake, love the idea of him, right? And then you got Top. Don't underestimate these people. Top, Punch, Schoolboy Q, like, they on Twitter. He ain't on nothing, but everybody on something. DJ Head, I'm pointing people out. It's so funny. Everybody got something to say about OVO Mark. Oh, I'm scared of what OVO Mark said and tweeted, posted on Instagram. Every time something go on, yeah, shout out to my birds, yo. Fly Eagles Fly. DJ Head can talk.
Go birds.
Punch can talk. Top can talk. Nobody cares. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making that up. Y'all want me to go?
But let me say this about Drake, and I'm gonna get off. Drake, I ain't gonna hold you. Drake ain't never made me proud to be nothing. But listen, I think that fully black people, fully African people, like they got this thing where they make biracial people choose a side, and
Open
I
up
don't think
now.
that's fair
Open up real
to
bad.
that. I don't think that's fair to Drake's mother's heritage to just say he's black. That man is biracial. Let him be biracial. Let him be whatever he want to be. I see niggas on the street that look like Drake that not they can go either way. They can go Latino. They could go Indian. They can go biracial. They can go white. Like let him be whatever he want to be. If he say he black, cool. But like if he say he biracial, let him be that. I be seeing people trying to choose his side. I don't like that.
Well,
And I feel like that's what Kendrick did. He tried to make me choose a side.
I would say this: that is a story as old as time, though. You're right. Like that's a story as old as time. I don't think I'm smart enough today to tell you what the answer is. I can only speak for myself, right? Like at the end of the day, I will say this. I do want to point out to you guys. I know that sometimes, biracial people, multi-ethnic people, right, guys, can be more palatable, right, to white audiences. I'm not shocked at that, but I know for a fact that most of them walk in the room and they're a little passive aggressive dog whistles that white people let them know that they're not black. And unfortunately, and that they're not white. And unfortunately, a lot of black people will do that same thing to biracial people. But most biracial people from at least in America, from what I've seen, guys, I gotta be honest with you, America is the land of the one drop rule. So in terms of the disadvantages, sometimes, not all the time, it would apply to them too. This is the land of the one drop rule. And I think that what's happening is some of the biracial people we're discussing, they come with status and fame and money. And those things, can sort of add on to the sort of biracial nature of you, and then it's like, okay, you're even more palatable, right? Miranda, yeah, we can't stay on the context, but I just have to address that point with him. Let Tyler speak.
You. I'm just saying in general because I'm hearing like all these like points and it's like context. Like Kendrick didn't get up on a stage and be like, okay, so like it's a rap beef. It's not going to be politically correct. There are going to be offensive things. I'm going to go for the low hanging fruit. What everyone's been saying about you. Like, are we like? I'm just trying to like. I'm just.
Yeah, but you got to understand what Issa's saying though. We got to understand what Issa's saying. Issa's saying that unfortunately, and can I piece this together for both of y'all? I get what you're saying, Miranda, but unfortunately, in the context of looking at rap beefs, like before this huge social media, before we had this big, huge rap beef, and I think if you ask most rappers, if you ask most audiences, if you ask you guys, me, I don't think we'd ever really saw a rap beef and known that the way we have TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram right now, we could really imagine how that would amplify things. You understand? All the things that we've always been worried about was it spilling into violence. Have you noticed that end of the day, violence is kind of like the least thing that we're worried about now? Because the world has become, I'm not saying violence doesn't exist, the world has become a world of information and misinformation and things spreading fast. Does that make sense, Miranda? Like, I understand what you're saying, but I could argue this is the first time we've had a beef and rap to this scale. Tupac and Biggie wasn't on social media. Jay-Z and Nas wasn't on social media.
Yeah, I agree.
You're right. They said horrible things.
We've never seen something
Jay-Z's mother made him apologize.
Yeah.
For saying,
I got a question. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, so with all the stuff you was talking about earlier regarding like you got all these people defending and standing up and speaking for Kendrick, do you feel like why do you feel like he's like privileged, or you feel like he can just like do what he wanted to and not have to actually face consequences? Because I'm trying to figure out, did he do anything in his career where like, look, he was out of line, he did mess up, but he ain't gonna say nothing, or somebody else?
I have a few things, but for what it's worth, he does a good. Again, this is, I guess, knowing the crowd and knowing the world that you're in. A lot of the stuff that I would critique Dot for is from the music. I ain't never seen Dot walk up to nobody, slap nobody. I might have heard one story where he was rude to somebody. You know what I mean? Most of his stuff is like same things in the music. So it's different. He figured out very early. I can't remember when Kendrick got off Twitter. He used to be very funny on Twitter. He might have said one controversial thing on Twitter.
2015. It was
No, I'm talking about just in person. Music, period.
Yeah, no, I know. No, what I'm trying to explain to you, like Midnight, what I'm trying to say is basically, if you're talking about the music he figured out, fortunately, if you put your life in the right way, like the music will kind of like, you can leave it up for interpretation. So what's happening, to answer your question, I really want to answer, is that there's a mix of two things happening here. He came in a lot like Nas, the savior of hip hop. Not the savior for people, the savior of hip hop. He has that privilege. Nas, a lot of y'all not old enough to remember this. And this is why I think Jay-Z always wasn't fond of Nas and was a little jealous. Nas had this and Nas came in as like the golden boy. Like, people thought like, yo, this guy is the greatest thing we figured out since rap. He got like Rakim's flow, but he changed it all up. Kendrick right around Good Kid, Mad City kind of had that. Where like, it was like, oh, so that's the privilege. Like, this is our guy that's going to say, remember, at this point, even though he was cool with Drake and they did Poetic Justice, it was like, yes, this is an antithesis. Like, he can rap really well. He's talking about the story of being from Compton, and the audience likes him. Like, he can be palatable commercially a little bit. But then the other thing that I'm talking about is not even, that's the audience. The other thing is, it ain't even like just only like journalists or stuff making excuses for him. It's the fact that, and this is kudos to TDE, he got a family that understands that he's not going to talk, but they make sure they get the words out for him. Punch, Top, DJ Head, G Malone. There's a number of people. You guys don't see them.
West. You got the whole West.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get artist-wise, Schoolboy Q, even Ab-Soul. I didn't even know Ab-Soul to talk. Ab-Soul did that whole Man in the Mirror thing. I'm like, what the hell was that about?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Drake can redeem himself. What are you talking about? You get what I'm saying?
I do want to say there were a couple times, and I'm saying this as a Kendrick fan, there were a few times like when he dropped Humble, and there was some wild pushback about him talking about natural love.
No Photoshop and makeup,
or when he dropped the F-bomb, and it was a crazy outrage too. So I'm not sitting there saying he's perfect. There's been a couple of times where he's caught heat. There has been a couple of times where he's called heat, though.
But I guess what we're trying to say, hold on. No, I think he has a point. But I think what we're trying to say is that let me juxtapose this right. There have been a couple of times that he's caught heat. But when it's time to talk about people's imperfection, how everybody's not perfect, Zay, I think what we're trying to say is that it seems like the audience seems to forget those things. And particularly with Drake, but even like Big Sean, let's get back to Big Sean. That's what this live was about. I started this live, thankfully got under control. Y'all was coming for me because I was passionate about Big Sean. I would hope that would show you that, unless you're just gonna say, oh, it's because he ain't Kendrick. I was so passionate once I was done watching that Big Sean interview. I'm like, yo, he can't keep getting away with this. And if we're talking about, reputation, doesn't Big Sean have a good reputation? But the whole internet right now don't want to hear nothing about the apology. All they doing is, now that they can't attack Big Sean's reputation. You know what they've turned this conversation into? How Big Sean would get smoked. Big Sean would get smoked. Nobody wants to talk about how what Dot and his team did was a little like, oh, okay. Oh, like even the element leak. Talking about planning records and sneak diss and all this stuff. You would, before this whole Drake beef, people acting like, until you do it, people acting like, hey, that be minding his business. And I'm like, no, I hear the songs. You know what I mean? It's just this weird thing. I guess that's what we're talking about, Zay, is like, people are acting as though he's incapable of being flawed, when clearly when he does flawed things, a little bit of noise come up and then it gets killed down. That's
Can I quickly say something?
I understand.
Yeah, hold
on. I made this point and then I got to go. Unfortunately, I love being here. But I got to make my way.
I'm gonna have to do it too.
I understand your point with Big Sean. I agree. Like that. Okay, the shit leaked. He came and apologized. Didn't get the review that it should have got. I think
Not the same.
the reason
Not the
why-
same. Hold on, Zay.
Not the same.
The small leak. Sean heard that. It had to run around. Those things matter. I know you got to go. They violently talk. Then the fuller version leaks. And yes, that's a problem. Although it might not be your fault. Now I got to deal with the noise of the fuller version leaking after we talked.
And that's a valid critique.
And Kendrick don't even care about it.
That's a very valid critique. I was going to say that the reason why I jumped in is because I know that Drake had got dropped in here in the conversation. And I think the difference here is you don't get to call my wife a whore and me a cuck and think I'm not about to come at you. I feel like a lot of times.
No. I agree. That's on the. No, I agree. That's not.
I feel like a lot of times with Drake leaning opinions, people forget why we're here right now. Like it was very, very nasty. You said, hey, listen, your wife, your girl is messing with your manager. So, I mean, listen, I'm an attorney. When you
can I give you a little pushback?
Yeah.
Can I give you a little pushback? And this is what it's about, setting narratives. I think Kendrick did a good job of setting narratives. Why do you guys assume that Drake had not heard portions of Meet the Grams?
I don't. He might have. I don't. I'm.
Okay. Let me put the question. We know that Kendrick could predict or had maybe heard Family Matters, right? Yes or no? We know one of the two, right?
Right.
So, did Kendrick have to scramble to go put Meet the Grams out? Did Kendrick have to scramble to make Meet the Grams? The point I'm trying to get you here is that if I know you got a nuclear bomb and I got a nuclear bomb, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, I dropped one of them shit Saddam had, an orange bomb or whatever from Vietnam. I dropped one of those, right, on you. And then you're like, I'm gonna drop the nuclear bomb. But I dropped the orange bomb because I knew you had a nuclear bomb. Like, so you understand? I just think Drake just didn't do it right. I just think Drake didn't do it right, and I think that he also had some missteps. You shouldn't have dropped the chlorophyll bomb. You should have just went with Family Matters and then take it to hell. Yeah, right? But you gave him an out. You gave him the out. I'll be with them bodyguards like Whitney. So when that happens, and in Euphoria, he attacks you for being a dad, the whole world, again, doesn't really see that, but they say, oh, well, you did kind of mention his wife, so now he can attack you for being dad. But then Drake's all like sensitive, and it's like, all right, well, now I'm going there. And it's like, you know what I mean?
I'm of the belief that Family Matters kills anybody and everybody, and really Kendrick too, if the other two don't drop. Like we're on the same page. Like Drake was miscalculated, unfortunately, especially in a beef that, in my opinion, was the Super Bowl of rap beefs. It's the two biggest artists in the game at the biggest time of rap.
But I want to point out though, before you go, I want to point out that so it's not seen as a critique. It's actually more of a positive thing for Kendrick, is that I really hate the fact that, Drake really annoyed me because him and Cole, they act like they don't know how to treat him because they let that aggression get to them.
But
does that make sense?
Dude, I feel like they do. They downplayed it. I think the problem is, I don't like that they didn't take the shit seriously. He was taking the shit seriously, but then it's like they know.
No, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, I'm not asking them to get as aggressive as him. Like, for example, unless I wanted to take it there, like that, the response to like that would have been Family Matters. I really don't care. Mm-hmm. I really don't care.
I agree, and I feel like I really don't.
I know that sounds nuts, and I'll tell you why. I know that sounds nuts, but I'll tell you guys why. Because I set the tone. Now, I wouldn't have just did Family Matters that way, right? I would have probably changed a few things up to let the audience know that I know you've been hiding 2 diss tracks, in which that basically I would have took that tailor-made stuff, I would have slapped it on Family Matters a little bit, and then I would have been like, this is the reason I'm dropping a bomb. So he can't drop Euphoria and then, Meet the Grams. I think that, and same thing, but I think I have a better argument with J. Cole because it wasn't that dirty. And J. Cole went and did the whole, I've said this 100 times, the whole 7-minute drill thing. I understand from a feelings perspective, you can't get a dude on the phone, You think you got to match him with 7 minutes, but you don't sound as aggressive. I would have gave him an aggressive 4 bars. I told y'all last live, I said, hey, somebody tell that big 3 shit is courtesy. It's Cole at the top. It's nobody under me. I would have been done with it. That's how, you know what I'm saying? That's why I would have did it.
They know how to negate that aggressive shit. They just didn't choose how to do it. Like
I guess
you don't have to match it. You don't have to match it with his aggression, but you can do a trump card or a fucking reverse.
I think that for Drake, for Cole, I think that Cole didn't want to do it. Drop what he dropped, called it a day. I think that for Drake, I feel like he just truly did not respect Kendrick in the regards of the ranks. Like, Drake likes to punch down. Like, that's one of his things is punching down. And so in this situation, he was like, oh, it's just an episode of me punching down. And in reality, we all know in rap, it's Kendrick, Drake, Cole, and some variation. But the Drake it's me. And everybody else is 10 feet below me.
Sean said I'm gonna be penning. Sean said I'm gonna be penning for Drake soon. How might? I'm gonna start. I'm listening to y'all, but we getting ready to start shutting this down now. I gotta move around the crib. Get ready. I told y'all I had a date. Y'all don't care about my date. Anyway, HG, thank you so much. But as we get ready to shut down, before Miranda goes, I just want to say that I'm not quite sure if dudes wasn't taking dudes ready. I do want to say taking dudes seriously. I do want to say that I think that the person he is, like the human being that they know, right? The human being that they know, I think because they don't see that human being the same way that the MC strategist war general moved and was moving, I think they get confused. And I think it's easy for me and people like us to talk like this. We don't know him. I don't know him as a person. Remember, I told y'all, I think he be going up to Beyonce. How you doing, Mr. Carter, Mrs. Carter? Hope everything's going great. That's why Top Dog love him, Punch love him. I think he probably comes off like a really, when he's not rapping, I think he probably comes off like a really respectful dude. And I think that,
sir, yes, ma'am. And then he go outside and he put the bandana on like, I'm ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? It throws everybody off a loop because we thinking he's a nice guy in real life because we know him, we grew up with him for 10 years. But then, like, when he's in the booth, when he's writing some crazy shit, like, that's how they get. Like, that's how he is. But
It's normal. It's very, honestly, and I'm only saying this for my profession, like, in the courtroom, I'm very much a bulldog. And when I get at it, I get at it. And then when we leave the courtroom, I will shake your hand and we can get a drink. I feel like that's just how, for some jobs, for rap, if that's how you are, if I can rap and then I get out here in public, I'm just me, I'm not mad at that.
That shouldn't affect how you guys, not y'all, but them dudes are treating him on, how they strategize on the mic. I'm speaking mostly to Big Sean and Cole right now. Honestly, if we're keeping it a bean, the person that's been most aggressive with him, and I know y'all not going to give him credit, is Drake. Let's keep it a bean.
He has.
Yeah.
That's the only person that's been the most aggressive with him.
I feel like they didn't know that Kendrick would go. I feel like Drake really didn't think Kendrick would go that far. I truly believe that.
I think he knew, but I think he's really not taking it seriously. He's looking down on him like, bro, you need me. Like if it was a beef, it takes two people to beef with each other. You beefing with me. I'm not beefing with you. You have nothing I want. Like what do I gain from this? Like that's how I feel about it.
Well, listen, I think I'm gonna just move Drake out the way for a little bit, guys, and just stay on Sean and Cole for a little bit because I think that's the way that like I really can, and also because not only just because they're more alike, but also because when I'm watching them and the relationships, like take the Drake tour thing. When I watched the Big Sean interview today, bro was like, yo, me and this dude was cool. Like he was in my house, he invited me to his mom's house, and it's like. You don't pick up the phone, but you can get on a record. Big Sean, you're finally famous for who you date, and not how you rhyme. It's like, maybe some of that bipolarness only goes on the mic. And guys, we figured out Kendrick.
Yeah, if we're taking Big Sean's word for it.
Tech, Sean did have the better verse on Holy Key. Y'all can go argue with your uncles that's about to do the barbecue tomorrow. I don't care.
I feel like
that
Sean.
don't mean that Kendrick Lamar ain't a better rapper than Sean. Sean had a better verse on Holy Key Tech. I remember him saying that. I wrote it in my notes. He did.
I mean, Sean has proven to us why he's should be relevant or like even discussed from his era. Like, I mean, I feel like he really was that guy. I feel like he still is that guy because I feel like I said earlier, some of the best verses I've heard from Sean when he was right before he dropped Dark Sky Paradise, in my opinion. So
Yeah, and that was like probably when he was like Zoom. I mean, and Sean said it. Sean said, "Oh, because he got a little bit of best of me on Control, but he would have got the best of anybody on Control. He wasn't super controversial. It was a great verse, though. Don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted. Don't get me twisted. The beginning and the end, but in that middle, the controversy stuff, the delivery was great. But Sean said he had to get him back on Holy Key, and I mean, it was a little close. It wasn't that far off. I'm gonna add everybody else before we wrap up. But at the end of the day, yeah, like I felt like, you know, I'm gonna just kind of mute myself and let y'all can carry the flow. What time is it? We're gonna wrap up, guys. Oh my god. Oh yeah, 8 on the dot. I'm letting y'all go. I'm getting ready for my date, you know what I'm saying? Now it's not formal no more. The live ain't formal no more. The live is went to hell.
But yeah, I agree with everyone in the comments. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I know there's something there. And there's been something for years, but I don't feel like. I feel like the fans are the ones that's making it more, putting fuel on the fire, and I feel like, the fans have, and I feel a little sorry for Big Sean because I do feel like people have been unfair to him over the years. And he definitely deserves more credit than he gets and deserves to be in the conversations of the top 5, top
Absolutely.
whatevers. So I do agree with that.
I know it's a take. I'm gonna say something. I know it sounds crazy, but I think people probably not even gonna agree with me. I feel like Wale probably had like just as good of an album career than all of them for real. He's up there with almost everybody.
If Wale wasn't on Twitter a lot, if Wale, and this is what I'm saying, if Wale wasn't, and kind of really didn't have the bumps and bruises with labels and stuff like that, Wale would have gave somebody a run for money. Honestly, I thought the big three outside of Kid Cudi was supposed to be like Wale, Cole, Drake type of thing. Honestly.
I feel like he's up there on some Mount Rushmore shit. I mean, I feel like I feel like the politics of it kind of upsetting him a lot, but like I feel like he brought some shit to the game that nobody could have brought. So
the worst part about it though, the game is a game. It's like a lot of this things. Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's people moving well. Like that's one thing I don't want this to turn into too. I'm not gonna lie. Kendrick, the way he moved with his albums, really great, and the TDE team was really great too. Same way Drake had Wayne, right? Those things matter, right? So had Birdman in them. Now you might not be getting paid like you're supposed to, but those people are gonna make sure.
They have like a camp or a factory. Like they plotted just
artist development. Like,
it's like
that too.
They're like Marvel.
Like because anybody they touch is like bringing some like heat. Like Isaiah Rashad got a 3-peat. Like he got 3 albums. That's crazy.
Sean, you right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Miranda, somebody asked, "Are you from London? Do you want to tell us?" Oh,
sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. Yeah, I am.
Okay, so Miranda's from London. I don't know what part of London, but we're gonna go to what part of London? I don't know. Can you even reveal that, or is that too like?
Northwest.
I don't know how London. Okay, I don't. Hey, I hope nobody's looking for you.
You don't
Mikey
know.
and Chris. Mikey and Chris, y'all get some last words in, and guys, we gotta get on. We gotta go. So,
yeah.
Come on.
I got a lot of things to say, but I'm gonna keep it quick for the sake of your life, and then you gotta go. So I disagree and I agree. The overall point you're making about how Kendrick communicates or doesn't communicate, I think it is a flaw. I don't really see it too much in this instance, but I'll tell you what instance I see it in. And it's the accusations he made against Drake in the multiple different songs during the beef, right? And the reason why I say that is because, he doesn't speak.
Mikey, hold on. Mikey, I'm so sorry. Mikey, I got baited into I really got baited into defending. I got baited into this 3 points that I made about Kendrick's communication into Drake. I honestly don't feel like I'm pussying out right now, but I honestly don't feel like those 3 things. Drake, their situation is a little more complex, so it's a little tough. But I know for a fact I'm willing to stay on this hill for him and J. Cole. So I hope that helps. But you can still make your point. But the Drake thing, I kind of connect. I don't think I have that much of a leg to stand on Drake thing because their communication Their issues were a little more complex, and I actually think Drake played a little petty with him. Not as good as I wanted to, but I actually thought Drake was the one that had some guts, in my opinion.
Okay, well, if we're going to keep it to the Big Sean conversation, the reason why I don't think so, and you can give me context because I haven't watched the full interview. I watched the clips of him, giving the details about the back and forth, is because of the timing of the leak. Let me know what you, because I'm looking on YouTube, right? And all I see is 10 months ago, a year ago, and Deep Reverence drops 2020, right?
Yes, Mikey, but what did I say earlier? Big Sean had heard it. Big Sean had heard it on some industry shit. Big Sean had heard it.
Before the apology or after?
Big Sean heard it before the apology.
Okay. Right. So that here's before the apology. The most people haven't heard it. The general audience hasn't heard, but he's heard it. Right. Then he doesn't have a lot of opportunity to connect with Kendrick. He doesn't have
no. There's two things. Okay. So Big Sean had heard it, but then there was that same small leak also came out. So if you look at the comments, people they didn't watch the interview, but they're getting something right. So you guys are right. There's two leaks. There's the leak. I think it was only correct me if I'm wrong, Ariel, you're a big Kendrick fan. I think it was 30 seconds. I think it was specifically that Big Sean portion. Right? No, I did watch the interview. Oh my God. Y'all know me. Y'all know me now. Y'all know me now. Y'all know me now. Y'all know me now. Not only did I watch the interview, I was alive for the leak, same way we all were. It wasn't that far. It's true. So there was a small leak that Big Sean is saying, and Mikey, sorry, my bad, Ariel. And I will say this, Big Sean, because he got interrupted a little bit by Charlamagne, it kind of was weird. But okay, there was a small leak, but then Big Sean is basically saying he had heard that. So Big Sean is saying he tried to communicate what's going on. But then you got to remember, then there's the hard part 4 problem too, right? But so Big Sean is saying, the reason Big Sean is telling you he heard that small leak is because Big Sean is saying he prepared something. That's how Charlamagne kind of baited him to the conversation, like, would you have been prepared? He's like, yeah, I prepared something because I heard something. But I tried to clarify first, right? And then but then remember, while all this is happening, at the full version, this is the part everybody keeps missing. The elements on Damn drops, and Big Sean using his genius, decent human being brain, right? Big Sean heard Element and realized that Element didn't have the diss on it.
Right.
So Big Sean said, okay, I'm smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, or mature enough to put 2 and 2 together, and go, okay, even though I couldn't communicate with you, once you know that I talked to 2 people in your camp, you were smart enough to remove it. Doesn't mean they talked yet. Remember, Damn came out, 2017, right, guys?
Yeah, so, 2017.
So what Big Sean is saying is, all right, cool. So, but when after Nipsey passes, he saw Punch. And they talked, and Punch was like, oh, did y'all ever talk, meaning you and Kendrick? And Big Sean says no. So Punch connected them, and that's when Big Sean introduced how the apology happened. So Big Sean is saying, based off the old apology conversation, whatever you want to call it, I go do Deep Reverence. I clear the air. You never did. Now, the problem Big Sean has is, to my fans, I look crazy because after I cleared the air, the full version of the leak on higher quality dropped. I look crazy. Now, in the beginning of my life, I defended Kendrick and said, okay, maybe Kendrick ain't responsible for the leak. But if I clear the air the first time and the leak drops again, nothing, I don't know if, I'm sure DJ Head, I'm sure TD, whatever, the voice ain't loud enough when it needs to be, right? I'm sure they said something. But what Big Sean's point is, I just want my fans to know I'm not no punk. The reason why that full leak, I didn't care about it, I didn't say nothing about it after that, after Deep Reverence, is dude already gave me an apology.
But I feel like Sean is he's apologizing and getting violated at the same time. And he's the only one that's apologizing and trying to clear the air when it's supposed to be.
But that's exactly what I'm saying though, Midnight. And that was the whole, thank you for saying that. You said everything I've said in 3 hours. in 30 seconds. And that's why y'all are better human beings than me, because all I do is yap. That was the whole point.
That's what I was saying earlier about nobody's trying to like, look, man, y'all speaking for Kendrick. Kendrick needs to speak for himself. That's what you said earlier. That's what I missed about
No,
it.
he don't.
So can I
Wait, Miranda, about his lyrics, no. But when you diss me, we used to be cool, was cool, I clear the air. You don't think he should say something?
Wait,
when I say something, hold on, Mikey. When I say something, y'all know how the world is. Bro could post a picture with him and Sean from back in the day. Everybody be like, oh, they cool. That's simple.
He's not going to do that. Like, we know how he is at this point. He's not going to.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. But guess what?
You're enabling him now.
So, like, so here's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying how he is. He's not going to do.
Go ahead, Mikey, because I gotta go.
So here's how I feel about it. I just feel like the fans, because obviously all the information is out there for us to realize. The full leak comes from something that was pushed years before, right? I just feel like the information's out there for us to do that, and so fans are going to over speculate, do too much, regardless of the situation. I'm saying people do that with Drake right now, right? Everything that Drake does, it's an over analyzation, right?
Bro, post a picture. Everybody want a breakdown.
So I'm thinking.
So you're saying that's why Dot don't do it?
I think if he does or doesn't, people are going to over speculate.
And you know what, guys? You know what, guys? We can agree to disagree. All I'm saying, I learned something new today. Y'all should go watch the Big Sean interview. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure we can keep this thing going, but it's getting out of hand. I got on this live saying I was only going to be here for an hour. Y'all stay blessed. I'm going back on the For You page. I hate to stop it like this. Y'all have some fun tonight for me. I'm going to... How about some of y'all go out on a date? The population is getting really low. The fertility rates are at the bottom of the barrel. Midnight, stop pushing your content. Go on a date. Are you married? I'm about to turn into an African dad. You have not at the age of 24. You have not dated anybody. You have not went out. You have not finished your schoolings. In fact, your Auntie Comfort is saying that there are nobody ready to be for proposals for you, and you are pushing your Instagram, you are pushing your TikTok. Your mates, HQK is dating, but you want to push your pages. My friend, it's nothing but loneliness for you.
HQK, are you Nigerian?
Yeah, I am. I'm Nigerian as hell. You can't tell.
I'm Ghanaian. High five.
Hey, shout out. Let me throw an egg at you. That was low.
Oh my God.
That was low. My bad. Y'all stay blessed.
I'm
out. Y'all stay blessed. I love y'all.
What the heck?